read it to him because I want to give a compliment, and because the super modified four-wheel drive trucks are the only vehicles I have never seen in person, and it just burns me. So I want to talk about it.
Okay, so this is different, fans. Now we got some head-to-heads. Okay, so out of this first bunch, they do not have to win the poll. They don't need to finish in the top 3. They just have to do the best out of this group of 4 trucks. So who do you like the best out of Privileged Adam Bennett, Mr. Diamond T, Misty Edelin, Big Nasty Jared Jones, our guest tonight, and doing in the dirt, Riley Funkhauser? Who do you like, Mike, out of that head-to-head?
So where I wrote down in my notes, Nick Pickrell was the easiest pick all night. I also had another note over here where I determined there was a single vehicle in all of TNT pulling that was the best statistical vehicle for the season. And that's got to be, I mean, you must be the Colin Ross of TNT super modified four-wheel drive truck pulling. That's Jared Jones and the Big Nasty, points champion, 9 wins, only finished lower than 3rd once all season. I don't know if you're going to, maybe you just got to bet big with you. I guess your odds are probably not going to lead to a huge bet, but Jason, what's the max bet? 1,500?
1,500. Yep.
Yeah, so 1,500 Jason Schultz dollars put down by Mike Idle should pan out pretty well on the Big Nasty truck.
Okay, so we're going to take Jared out of that bunch, and Jared is the favorite on the odds on the money that has been wagered already. He's basically even money. Okay, out of this other setup, who do you like, Mike? No Name Jay Holt, Nightmare Tony Wiggins, Trailer Trash Brady Hayes, or Bout Broke Denton Lowe? Who do you like that? Because you got to hit both of these, fans. Who's going to do the best out of that group of 4 trucks? Again, they don't have to win. They don't have to be in the top 3. Just who will do the best out of those 4 trucks?
I'm getting my stats pulled up on that one. I only made my picks. I didn't realize it was a group pick on that one. But I do remember the Trailer Trash stood out to me, but I might be picking with my heart, which I try not to do. But I remember thinking to myself that truck right there, no, I think I'm going to go. Now, Steve Clem's not there, right?
No, he's on Friday.
Okay, because Steve Clem, I kicked around a lot. I'm going to go way off script, and I'm going to pick with my heart. We're going to go with Trailer Trash because a guy from Missouri is not going to not pick a vehicle that gives homage to the trailer park. So Trailer Trash is my pick on that one.
And Jared, I don't want to put you on the spot in your own class. Do you want to make any picks on this, or would you rather pass?
No, I'll be honest. Jay's never had his truck out, so this will be the first time he's ever hooked it. Eddie Wiley sold his blown hook'em to that guy, so he's never driven that truck before. Tony
Wiggins?
I haven't seen Tony run this year. I know he's been out. I don't know how the statistics on him, but I would have to go with Bennett's Trailer Trash. That Brady Hayes, I think he's driven a race car several times, and I think he drove that truck in Sevierville, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a good running truck.
Good deal. So, yeah, $1,500 bet would win.
Best finish on the year with 2nd place with about 6 third-place finishes. So this would fall into the category that I call he's due. I feel like the more I think about that one, I feel good about that one. Trailer Trash.
Good. All right, I want to do light limited super stocks. They're always a fan favorite. I'm going to do the alcohol attractors for Thursday night. And again, we have some head-to-head matchups in here again. We have a little action on this already. We got some favorites. So you guys are going to pick, and you fans watching at home, if you want to throw something in the comments, go ahead. Who would do the best out of this group? Kentucky Gambler Kevin Singleton. He's even money right now. Adam Wright with a Dark Fire to Express is 1.5 to 1. And Mad Money Extreme, Bob Evans is 3.75 to 1. Jared, who do you like out of that bunch? Again, they don't got to win. They just have to beat the other 2 in that head-to-head.
Kevin's always tough up there with the Kentucky Gambler. Him and his dad both are very competitive. I know Kevin has actually struggled a little bit with that tractor this year. I'd have to pick Kevin because he's probably got it about as good as it's going to be. And Kevin's no stranger to the winner's circle there.
Okay. Mike, who do you like out of that bunch?
Well, when I was taking all my notes, I kind of just grabbed who I felt was the strongest competitor, and it was the other Shingleton competitor. But looking at these right here, they're very, very similarly set up. Now, is Ethan Moore running? Is he available in this one at all?
No, I think he's a diesel, and he'll be on Friday night. So.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to double down on the Shingleton family with the Kentucky Gambler. And I know in the other pool, I'd had Floyd Shingleton. It looks like these are another case of they don't always show up, but when they do, the other guys might want to be a little nervous because they're going to be right up in that third, second, first spot again and again.
Yeah, and the Shingletons are early favorites on both sides. They're both basically even money. Jared, who do you like out of the Stroker? Chase Carey, who is your points champion, but right now he's a long shot on the odds, on the money side of it. Semper Fi, Floyd Shingleton. That's Kevin's dad, right? Floyd
That is correct.
Yep. And then
That is
little
correct.
insane Lawrence Phillips. And that's part of the Phillips insanity. That's one of the
I
brothers,
thought
right?
long and hard about that one.
Okay.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Kevin's been working on Chase's tractor, and that thing really picked up and started running really stout the last part of the season. And, Floyd is nothing to sneeze at. But, if I'm going to bet a long shot, I put Stroker in there and put Kevin and Chase together. I should know better because I know Floyd's is tough as anybody in that class. But, like I say, Chase is the Shingletons have been working on Chase's tractor and man, they've got that thing running really well right now.
Sounds good. So if we are head to head, we're going to grab Kentucky Gambler and the Stroker. $100 wager is going to win us $238. So that's some fun money there. A $20 wager would win $47.60. Again, you don't have to go crazy. A $5 wager would win $11.90. This makes it a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So head over to fullpullpicks.com, get your picks in now. If you want to do it at the horse park, again, we're going to have people at our booth right at the top, right when you walk in the door. You're going to see Full Pull Picks. We're going to have a couple of people there to help you out if you have any questions about the app or anything like that. Jared, we're going to let you go here, but kind of wrap it up. Let's talk about the Kentucky Invitational this weekend. What does it mean to TNT, and what does it mean to you as a puller, Jared?
That's a pull that I've been trying to win, and hopefully we can go in on Thursday and win our session and get back on Saturday and come out on top. But there's a lot of good competitors that are going to be there, and you just don't count any of us out. It's a good place to pull. I can't thank Eddie Carey and his bunch enough. They and all our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be where we're at. And TNT's growing more and more every year. Like Todd said a while ago, maybe 2 more indoors. So that'd be 4 indoor shows for us next year. And trying to think what Eddie told me. I think about 26 hooks outside. We're just going to pull all year.
I love it. And that doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. Pulling pretty much is year round now, Jared. I don't think anybody would argue with that statement. So
no. And we got to thank you guys for promoting the sport, the beer money, all the podcasts that we have out now on pulling and getting the sport out there. It's a wonderful thing for our sport.
No, that's great. We glad to be part of it and great to have you on, Jared. It's been good to get to know you as a puller and as a person this year. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days, buddy.
Yes, sir. You all be safe coming down. We'll see you later.
And I'm glad nobody's trying to kill you, and that's just a 3D printer.
They turned it off.
Thanks, Jared.
See you guys.
See you. Yeah, I heard all that noise, and Doug's up here with me. We just moved into this office for our team. We have a little more space now. And Doug was like, "What is that noise?" I'm like, "That's got to be something on Jared's side." So I didn't know if your wife was downstairs.
I just knew for sure that with the new office, and I saw Doug there, and he's Mr. Fix-It, Mr. Handyman, and I was picturing just a couple of sawhorses and a skill saw in the background, and Doug is building like a spotlight, like mid-show. So I was like, well, I won't say anything if boss doesn't say anything.
It's all good. Well, so then it's that most wonderful time of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like the holidays are over, right? I mean, I know we got New Year's Eve or whatever tomorrow, but that's just another day. Christmas was great. Pulling gets started right away again this coming weekend. Alltech Arena, Lexington, Kentucky. It is not being live streamed. You need to go down there if you want to check this baby out. And then we're the following weekend. Hope and Kenzie are going to be going to Cloverdale, and then Doug and I and Chandler and Bert Forbes. We're heading down to Zellwood, Florida. Going to be doing some live streaming, having some fun down there. Do a little bit of announcing. Dan Mayer's coming down to announce as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we got John and Brandon coming on with us. I run a little bit over on the gambling side of it, but I really wanted to touch on that tonight. And with that guy making that video earlier, I really wanted to stress that TNT is as strong as ever. And we're going to rock and roll. So let's bring on John. Let's bring on Brandon. John, what's your shirt say? Keep calm and what?
It's one of my work shirts. Pump on.
I love it. I'm going to play your video quick for Zellwood, and then we're going to start talking. So give me 1 second. How are you doing? You guys doing good? How's the weather down there?
It's pretty good. I just sent you a screenshot of what the weather's supposed to be for Super Bowl.
Awesome. I'll look at that here in just a second. I want to find my Zellwood.
There we
video.
are.
Here we go. All right. I want to play our promo video there. John made the wise decision of teaming up with the Beer Money Pulling team about 4 years ago, I think. John, I'm being somewhat sarcastic and humble, but we've had a great time working with you down there. And the Super Pull, I feel like, just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I don't know if I'm just blowing smoke or if I'm being sincere, but we have a good time down there, John.
Yeah, it's grown every year. That's for sure.
Well, we're basically, a week and a half out now, right?
Yeah.
What did you send it in the chat, or did you?
No, I sent it on your text message.
Zellwood, Florida. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome forecast. I can handle that.
No rain? No rain this year?
No rain.
No rain. That's always good. You got to order those just at the right time down there in Florida.
Yeah.
It's their Facebook page. No, something on there. So I'm trying to get live on the Florida Facebook page. John, it's not letting me. Sorry. So Facebook's being dumb tonight. So well, good. Well, anyway, John, let's get right into it. Brandon, we're basically, like I said, 10 days away. The Super Bowl. There's two sessions each day. The afternoon is more. I don't want to call it not the big show, but it's 6 p.m. night is the big show. The mods, the semis, the big stuff. But we have a lot of pulling all day long, and it's one admission price for the whole day, right, John?
Yes.
So, Brandon, what do you love about the Super Bowl, buddy?
How close it is to home. Usually we're driving a few hours for some shows, and this one's just 10 minutes down the road, and it's always fun. I never not have a good time. When this broke last year, and I'm sitting here running and getting it going again, I still had best time I could have had. So it's always a good fun show for everybody.
Yeah, it is. A lot of pullers are starting to post. There's pullers coming from South Jersey. I saw the mini rod guys, John, they posted today. We have some pictures of some trucks that came. How many pulls do you guys have throughout the year at the park there in Zellwood, John?
We normally have 7 to 8 pulls a year, and then January is always our big pull. We invite everybody down from all over the United States to come down and pull, get out of the cold weather, and come down and enjoy some warm weather and get to do some tractor pulling.
I like it. I like it a lot. Anything that you like? Is there any certain messages you want to get out tonight to fans, to the pullers? Are there any certain things that you want to let everybody know about?
I think pretty much everything's on the flyer. So, if anybody's got any questions, give me a call or Rob a call or ask them on the live tonight.
Mike, this is kind of your. Did you help with Zellwood last year promoting it at all, or was this kind of your first year with Zellwood, Mike?
No, that's about the time that I started jumping on the podcast and working out with you guys. But this was kind of really getting everything hot and heavier. I was actually thinking about it earlier today. It was right around this time last year that you kind of brought me onto the Facebook side and the social media. But I am curious for Brandon and John joining us here tonight. And Jason's talked about how he feels that the Super Pull has really exploded and developed. How do you guys feel the participation, both from the fans and pullers? Has this pull grown more from a puller's perspective, or are you seeing bigger and bigger crowds every year, or a mixture of both? And just how much has it grown over the past 4 years or so?
I really think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, I'll say this: our big class used to be our big modified class used to be like our open class antique tractors, and it's gone to the 4 engine big blown
Yeah.
heavy tractors that are now just huge and out here. So
As
it's
as you
definitely,
saw, go
yes,
ahead,
it's
buddy.
definitely escalated.
Was this kind of a if you build it, they will come? And as the modifieds from the Midwest came and as the classes expanded, did you see a lot of the fans kind of start looking at this as a bigger event? And then you saw your crowds expand. Have you had to build more seating over the past couple of years to accommodate for this?
No, we haven't. We need to. We just haven't
Okay.
done it yet. We used to have a big, huge 300-foot grandstand that we had a storm come through a few years ago and flipped it out in the middle of the track. So we've been trying to
Yeah.
rebuild on that, but we haven't done it yet.
That wasn't a good year.
Yeah, that'll.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
that'll
nice
happen.
in Florida, but they have these thing called hurricanes, Mike, and it tends to mess
I've heard
with
of
things.
those. I've heard
Yeah,
of
so
those.
when John says, "Hey, Jason," he'll text me, "What's it like at home?" And he knows it's like 20 below and it's like 50 down there. He'll like send me a picture of him in shorts and a sweatshirt, and I'm like, he's that's what good friends like that do in Florida. So
That's right.
No, but anytime you need additional seating because the crowds have responded so well to the event, that's a good problem to have when your pull is growing. And it's fun to watch a pull grow on both ends. I've seen some pulls where they'll expand because the pullers want to pull there, but the crowd kind of stays the same. Or you'll see others where the crowd grows year after year, which is great. But maybe the pullers stay the same. When you can kind of grow in both directions at the same time, that tells me
Yes.
something really good's happening down here.
and there's
Yes,
two pulling tracks for everybody. A lot of great food vendors. Mike, kind of the opposite of the announcer side, I call it. It would be that a lot of people back their trucks up and they sit in the back, and there are people there. They'll get there at 8:00 in the morning and start setting up, and they kind of hoop it up all day long. And then like the announcer side is where I see more of the bigger the family stuff like that. There's nice hillside to sit on. You can bring your own chairs, or you can just crash there. There are a few bleachers as well, but it's a lot of people. But it's not going to sell out. We got room. If we ever put 10,000 people in there, then we'll worry about pre-selling tickets, and that would be a phenomenal problem to have. Phenomenal.
Yes, it
But
would.
I think, Mike, and write this down, but the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot of pulling in Florida, a lot more than what we have now, because the venues like Zellwood that are close to Orlando, and we in the Midwest, we love to pull, right? Not everybody likes to indoor pull. I mean, it's a lot of work, the smoke tubes and draining your systems and doing this. And, you can still go down south and make 2 or 3 hooks in the winter and fly back home if you want. Or some people just kind of winter down there for 2 or 3 weeks. And promoters like John, they'll let you keep your rig there until you go to the next pull. It's good hospitality, Mike.
What I like and what I've heard, and I don't remember, I think I was talking to you guys about this at one of your previous pulls a couple of weeks ago, and you basically said, hey, folks up in the Midwest, if you're starved for pulling and if you want to hook your class, we'll work with you. If a handful of guys up here in Missouri say, oh man, we really want to bring our light limited mods down, or we want to bring our naturally aspirated 2-wheel drives down, you're more than willing to say, sure, we will add a class, get in contact with you guys, and you'll make it happen. And boy, that gets a lot of these pullers on board. Jason, you're right. This can be getting the winter blues. This could be a paradise for pullers this time of year.
100%.
It takes 3 vehicles to make a class, and you're good. It takes 3, and that's it. That's all we need is three vehicles in one class, and you've got a class for the show.
Calling all pullers. If you want to hook, contact the folks at the Florida Pullers, and they'll make it happen. Pulling in
John-
January, Jason.
Right. John, with the Super Pull, what classes do you feel like are crowd favorites that you normally don't have throughout the year, but they show up in better numbers, or you don't have them, period, for the Super Pull? What are some of those classes that you really feel like are that draw?
I think it's pretty much the whole modified class. I mean, everybody likes the multi-engines. They like the semis. They like the NA trucks. They like the NA mini rods. The mini rods we have all the time. The NA trucks, we have a few here and there. But, I think the crowd really likes all the modified stuff. They want the noise and the speed and the horsepower.
Yep. Brandon, do you got anything tonight before we let you go? We're going to have you again on next Monday, but I want to wrap this segment on. We're going to move on to Case and Petch, one of our young guns sitting back there in the green room. John or Brandon, anything you want to get out there tonight at all?
It takes 3 vehicles to make a class. Bring whatever you want. As long as it has safety stuff, you're good to roll. That's all I
And,
that's all I care about.
and if somebody does come down that there's not anything in their class,
We'll
we'll
run
run
'em.
them on an exhibition class. We'll let them run. And if a 6250 light limited shows up down here and there's nobody else for him to pull against, we'll still let him pull. He's just going to be pulling by himself in an exhibition class.
Yep. And it's a good track. We've been working with it now 3 or 4 years down there. Get some moisture and it takes power. And I saw Scott Tedder pick his 3-engine modified up, and Mark Boyer was driving it, and the front end picked up and he carried it all the way down the track. And you don't get to do that on a crap track.
Mm-mm.
Donnie Dean spun the tire off the rim. So
Yep.
it's legit. It is legit. So, and again, John, I know you always say, why do you got to say that, Jason? But for us Midwesterners, we just assume everything's a sand track down there, and it's not at all. You guys have done.
Oh yeah, and I get calls like that all the time. People are going, "Well, what kind of track is it?" And I tell them it's a sandy clay, but it takes the power.
Yep. So
It's
good deal.
a throw 100 pounds on the front kind of track, if you ask me.
I love it.
I like
That's
it.
what I think of it.
I like it a lot. Well, John, Brandon, if you guys don't have anything else, we're going to keep moving on, and then we'll have you back on next Monday. And then you're going to see our smiling faces come flying in next Thursday. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, guys, we'll see you then.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Mike,
luck,
I'm going to play
guys.
their video one more time for Zelwood. So, Michael, I was rolling through the Facebook the other day, and is it Skluzajeks? How do you say that last name?
Skluzacek. I was just getting ready to say, Jason, you know what this podcast needs? You know what we need more of out there?
Strippers and whiskey.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just teasing.
Youthful, young, next generation pullers telling us about where this great motorsport is going. No, I won't pretend that this was our idea.
It was not. It was Cody's.
Cody's gave us some great feedback on Facebook. But that's a big part of what we do. We like feedback. Tell us what you guys want. Tell us what you like.
One of the Outlaws do an amazing job with the Young Gun program. And I don't know, we're not going to call this the Young Guns because I don't want to take that away from the Outlaws, but they do a nice job with the 16 through 25-year-old. So I just sent you an email, Mike, and said, let's start getting because everybody says, where's the next puller going to come from? I hear that in all the associations, right? Because this is an expensive sport to get into, right? I love those memes. They show a kid on a pulling tractor or a truck at a young age, and they say, start them early and they'll never have any money for drugs or alcohol.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And that's a big reason that I wanted to seek out tonight's guest. Tonight's guest is a third-generation puller, but he's also heavily involved in the Young Gun program for the Outlaws. So it's going to give him a platform to also let the world know, hey, not only am I a young puller, but here is kind of some opportunities for all the young pullers out there. And speaking of him, Case and Petch, thanks for joining us tonight, bud. How are things out there in Nebraska?
Very cold.
I can believe it.
It is cold, Kason.
Yeah, it's been cold and rainy all day.
Has it how cold?
I think the high today got to like 39.
Okay.
So that's cold for me. I'd much rather go to.
You're tougher than that, though, Petch. You're tougher than that, aren't you?
I would much rather go to Florida tractor pulling where it's warm.
Well, I was about to say, don't you guys have some new tires that you were kind of looking to maybe test out somewhere? And they said, bring down any vehicle. So you might have to talk to Dad and Grandpa and say, you guys want to go to Florida?
I might have to give them the old puppy eyes and be like, hey, I want to go to Florida.
Well, I know your dad and your grandpa. It will not work on your father, but it will work on your grandpa.
There you go. Yeah, there's a strategy here, bud. Just start at the very top. Don't start with the middleman. So, but no, Kason, you're a young puller. You got some very, very valuable seat time this year, something you've kind of been chomping at the bit for quite a while. What was it like pulling? Was this your first full year pulling on the twin engine modified?
So I didn't get to pull the full season. So we got the tractor built, and my dad was like, let me make a few runs on it, make sure everything's right on it. And I suppose since he kind of did most of the building, yeah, I'll let him try it out first. And we just had a lot of issues that just him and all of his experience, he knows what the next correction is going to be with a new tractor. And yeah, so I didn't get to pull all season. I think I made 3 or 4 hooks. I made an exhibition pass in Gibbon, Nebraska. Iowa State Fair got rained out, so I pulled one night in Wisner because I had to move into college that Saturday. Then Unionville I broke, so I didn't get to pull in Buckner. So I kind of had a series of bad luck, so I didn't get a whole lot of seat time, but that's looking to change next year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like we said, we really want to talk about the next generation of pulling out there. Pulling runs deep in your family. Have you pulled anything else other than the twin turbine that you pulled this year? I mean, did you start on garden tractors, or did you have like a hot farm or something that you've ran in the past?
No, I didn't do any of that, but my hometown does community days or whatever you want to call it every summer, and they'd had pedal pulls. So I guess that's where you can say I started, was on a pedal tractor.
I qualified for state. I got to pull at the Missouri State Fair when I was 5 years old in the pedal pull competition. But Jason, sadly, that's where my pulling career came to an end. So,
how'd you do, Mike? How did you do? I didn't know. I didn't realize I had such a celebrity.
They had my seat too. I still remember this. I'm very bitter about it. My seat was too far forward. Do you realize how hard it is to pedal when the guy in front of you was 6 inches shorter than you? I needed to scoot that thing back. Couldn't get any leverage. But either way, Case and Petch, you look natural as all get out, as natural as anything out there on the pulling tractor. Were you nervous at any point, or had you been around it enough your whole life that you just felt kind of good when you climbed into the cockpit?
The first time climbing on this new tractor was a little nerve-wracking. Starting the one engine, driving it out there, that's muscle memory for my rookie year. It's getting that second one started, and once I kind of get them up and going, to me it's home run from there. But after the first couple times on the tractor, I'm pretty comfortable sitting up there now. Everything's a lot slower now. It's not like fast paced. It's a lot slower, a lot more comfortable. One way I kind of describe it, and people kind of shake their heads when they look at me, to me, it's like climbing in my pickup, starting it and going for a drive now.
Yeah, because you've got that seat time, you're getting comfortable, and you forget about the other processes, engaging that second engine, this, that, and the other, and you can kind of just focus on pulling, instead of making sure that all your dots are, I's are dotted and your T's are crossed and whatnot. Tell the world about the Outlaw Young Gun program. What's your official role in that, and what is it? And we want to make this all about young pullers in this segment moving forward.
So we're a group of young kids, young adults, from the age of 16 to 21. I got involved with it in 2022 for my rookie season. And the last 2 years, I just handed it off this year, but I was the male representative for the Young Guns. We handed that off to Roper Brown this last year at Banquet.
Sure.
So I had a lot of involvement in those 2 years when I was one of the head chairmans for that, and it was a lot of fun doing it. It definitely got me a lot more involved with it than I was in 2022 for my rookie season. So.
How many?
Didn't you have a sponsor? Is it Titan? I can't remember, Casey. Who sponsors that?
Titan
Tires.
Yeah, Titan Tires. Sorry.
Titan Tires, the official sponsor.
Didn't they do like hero cards and coloring books this year and stuff?
Yeah, every year they try to come out with something. So they'll come out with like their hats and their T-shirts and stuff. And then they've done the hero cards this last year. What was it? Yeah, it was this last year. We did coloring books. So I think those were a pretty good hit as well.
How many pullers are in the Young Gun program? And like Jason said, everyone wants to know when's the next generation coming? Is the sport going to survive? And when I kind of sat down and I looked at the total numbers, I felt really good about it. How many people are in this Young Gun program just with the Outlaws alone?
I don't know the exact number, but I think I was looking when I was working on a bunch of awards and stuff. I was handed a membership list, and there was, I want to say, at least 20, if not way more than that.
It was
maybe way more than exaggeration, but there's a fair fairly good number. I just don't know the exact number.
Well, it's quite a bit more than that. I know when Ron was announcing
Yeah.
this summer and we were talking about, the Young Gun program presented by Titan, and I would hear him read this. I believe he said there were over like 46 members technically that
was
had
the
either
number.
at one point or another had signed up for it. So
That was the number I had in my head. And just
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was quite right. I want to make sure I have it.
trust your gut, man. Trust your gut. You're going to go back to college soon, be taking those tests. Always go with answer number one. Yeah, so think about that, Jason. Over 40, almost 50 pullers in a single association between the ages of 16 and 21 or 16 and 25. That makes me feel good when I see that. And these aren't just random pullers. You guys, you hook for points. I mean, you guys are there day in, day out. We sent some of you guys to the National Farm Machinery Show last year, straight out of the Young Gun program, competing with the big ones. How does that make you feel about the future of pulling?
It makes me feel pretty good. When it comes to young guns going to like Louisville, I think Lane Paulson got selected to go for this year. But yeah, like you said, we're running with points. We're running with the legends like Mark Ulmer, all of them. We're right there with them.
Who is your favorite other than outside of the Petch Thermal Thunder stable? Growing up as a kid, what vehicle or driver did you just think, man, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen? I want to be like them when I grow up.
I loved watching Mark Ulmer running, just his passion for the sport. And I think and the way he supports the young guns, I love everything about that man. He just was an inspiration to me growing up because he loves the sport. He loves everything about it, as do I. So I would like to I would love to get to where he is.
That's a great goal to have. Mark Ulmer is one of those people, when I talk to him, I get really excited and I try to ask 100 questions at once. And I have to remind myself, Mike, shut up and listen, because he's one of those guys. That's the best thing you can do, because there's always just a ton of wisdom and a ton of great stories and advice coming from that man. He is a legend, absolutely, in the world of pulling.
Yeah.
Shut up and listen, Mike.
I have to tell myself to do that sometimes.
Right.
Strong speaker, poor listener.
You think I have those problems? Yes. It's all good. Kason, what are some of your early memories? Do you remember watching Grandpa drive or your dad drive? Like, for me, it was my dad. My dad's my best friend because of truck and tractor pulling. My parents got divorced. Mom moved us to Wisconsin. It's hard to go back and drive 3 hours, but that pulling tractor, man, I was back every weekend. Kason, and it was just basically like a hot farm tractor or like a pro farm tractor. It wasn't anything, some big souped up, 4-engine mod. But the time with dad in the truck, Kason, that for the rest, my entire life, I'll remember those drives, the to and from the pull and staying up late and talking and stuff like that. So,
well, I actually wasn't born yet when my grandpa made his final pass. His final pass, I think, is when my aunt got married, and my dad's still kind of on her about that, because who gets married during tractor pulling season? But no, I never got to see my grandpa pull. Always watched my dad, but I always joke that my grandpa should at least drive one more time before he retires, but I don't think he will.
it was neat to see Cameron, George Neves take cotton candy for a spin down in Lufkin. Didn't have a good hook at all. And I said to him, good job. He goes, that sucked, Jason. So I'm like, yeah, it kind of did, but I didn't want to be that guy. So it's all good.
Kason, what's the best advice you've received both from your dad and your grandpa when it comes to pulling, being a third generation puller? What's something they've each told you over the years that sticks to you when you're backing up to the sled?
Well, there was one thing my grandpa told me right before my first pass in Whitewright, Texas. It was just, when you let the brakes go, grab your hind end and hang on.
I've never driven a pulling vehicle. Jason, is that true across the board for all of them?
Yeah, I mean, once it goes, my always fear was this. My first time I drove my dad's tractor, I went out of bounds because I didn't grow up on a farm and I hit the wrong brake. And that was like the biggest fear for me for like the first couple of years was the right brake. And for the longest time, I always heard everybody say they get to that point where they enjoy watching somebody and go down the track. And like, I was going to drive my super stock at Whitewright and we had starter issues, but I love watching my dad and my Singer drive my tractor. I get a good kick out of it to be part of it, because I'm also either working with Outlaw TV or Full Pull Live and helping out and doing some announcing and whatever I need to do that night. So it's fun to watch it go down the track, but it is fun. Your grandpa, Case, and I think you know how lucky you are to have Fred Petch in your life. He's a good dude. I've got to announce with him, and the knowledge he knows. Heck, Mike, he's one of your biggest commenters, I think, on Outlaw social media, isn't he? Is the Fred Petch?
Fred, and I told Fred this, and I hope he knows I'm in earnest. The most fun I had announcing this summer, it was in Weeping Water, Nebraska, and it was one of those where things were just kind of going smooth, just another day at the office, and Fred walked up to the announcer's booth, and he just hung out up there for the entire pull with me, and I said, Fred, let's get you a microphone. Do you want to get on the mic? He says, nope. He goes, I'm just watching at this point, but between every hook, you know, he would point something out to me, or we would chit chat about the history of it. And it just felt like just two fans watching pulling. It's the most fun I had all year long. Fred Petch, he loves the sport of pulling. He's probably forgotten more about pulling than I could hope to know.
Yep. Hey, Joe Hurd, if you're watching, we're going to keep talking to Kaysen until you come on. Kaysen's easy to talk to, but we're going to switch gears a little bit. The Kaysen will leave you on here when Joe comes on. Talk about Cloverdale, Indiana, the Midwest Winter Nationals coming up next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. For those of you that need some Beer Money Pulling Team merchandise, Hope's got some new stuff, and we're going to have our trailer down there. So, Joe, Tucker said, get your butt on the show. He's working on something. So, Kaysen, what other classes besides, I know your dad, he drove some super stocks back in the day, right? Some diesel supers, if I remember.
Yeah.
Now, were those your guys' tractors, or were those he's driving it for somebody else? I don't remember.
I know he drove the High Plains Raider tractor at one time. We had a D21 Alice Chalmers. I don't know exactly what class that was in, but no, he drove that for a few years that they had it. But I think we only actually we only owned 2 diesel tractors. The first one was a Minneapolis Moline 5-star that my grandpa had, and that's what we started with. So that and the D21 Alice Chalmers were the only 2 diesels we've ever had.
You touched on something interesting I want to circle back to as well. If for those of you with the astute ear out there, and your grandpa was teaching me about this to start the season, when you said, you talked about, you know, you guys drive a turbine, it used to be a single turbine, now you've got the twin turbine. You didn't say when you let off the clutch and you go ahead and start down the run. You said when you let off the brake. A lot of people don't realize this, or maybe never thought about it. Explain the difference. So, of course, Jason, when he starts his run, he's going to ease out of the clutch and into the throttle. You're easing out of the brake. Explain the difference to folks out there.
So on the turbines, we don't have a clutch. We have what they call the output brake. And what that does is up at the front of the turbine where all the exhaust is coming out, there's a highly pressurized exhaust gases that are going out, going up the pipe. Well, just inside the pipe, there's 2 what they call power turbine wheels, or as you'll hear my grandpa refer to on the microphone, the EN2 power wheel. What that is powered by is the exhaust gases flowing through it, and that runs back on a shaft out the back side of the motor. And we got a caliper and a rotor back there that'll just squeeze and hold that. Because if you hit the clutch and you release the pressure, that power wheel's just going to take off and spin, and you ain't going to stop it. So when we're starting them, we have to hold that brake so we can shift. And the brakes, they can be temperamental. To me, that was the hardest part of learning how to drive or operate a turbine tractor, was the output brake. Because, you know, you let the clutch out on a tractor too far, no big deal, you just push it back in. But if I let out on that output brake too much, that power wheel's going to spin up to about 15,000 RPM, and you ain't going to stop it. You got to shut the whole tractor down. And so when we're on the starting line, I'm pushing the throttles forward, I'm holding. I posted a video on my Facebook that kind of showed all that. You'll kind of see me in that video. At some point, I'm just going to take my feet and slam on those brakes. And that's that tractor wanting to creep away. As I'm bringing the RPMs up, that exhaust gas pressure is getting so high, it's wanting to turn those wheels. So eventually I can't hold it anymore, and we just let the brakes go and we're off.
So it's almost similar footwork, but almost a backwards process than like a whole shot with like a typical traditional, piston driven pulling vehicle out there.
Yeah, we don't walk them off the line. We do have what we call a staging brake, and what that is just an extra set of pedals that goes to an extra set of calipers on each side. That's for when we leave the line. Now in this video that they're bringing up, I didn't use it, but that'll help control the.
I'm gonna let the sound play because it's pretty cool, guys. So you may not be able to hear you over. So let's just watch this, Jason. I don't care who you are. That's pretty cool, Kason.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I want one.
Joe Hurd,
How are you guys?
welcome to Let's Grow Pulling. How are you, buddy?
Good. I was working on my wife's vehicle because no matter the manufacturer anymore, we can't make nothing last very long. So,
Fair enough.
so
Kason, thanks for coming on tonight, bud. Thank you for being awesome and continue to be good. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good, guys.
All right. See you,
Thanks
Kason.
much.
See you.
So we bring on some young people, Joe. I saw a Facebook post and you're like, we need to interview. There's so many podcasts now for pulling, which is
absolutely.
awesome. And
It
we
is.
want to get more young people on. So I sick Mike on some young people. Now we're back to old people like you and me, Joe. So how's it feel? How's it feel to be a promoter 10 days out from your biggest event of the year, bro?
rock on, buddy.
Rock. Perfect.
Yeah. Have all the faith. We've done it a long time, so there's no more nervous jitters or anything like that anymore.
All right, real
Like
quick,
you-
Joe, I want to play your promo video. We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody. All right, Mr. Hurd, Cloverdale, Indiana, the Midwest Winter Nationals next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 sessions each day. I saw the raffle tractor got posted today, so that's cool. We'll talk about that a little bit. But Joe, as we get closer to the event like this, I always like to ask the promoters, what are some messages that you want to get out tonight for sure?
The biggest thing: stop calling and telling us it's going to be cold.
What?
We got the same technology that you do. I mean, Jason didn't do us any favors one year and really gave us a hell of a
I didn't think that was going to be taken the way it
I
was.
really, but it just, Jason, it was disappointing, but it was also exciting at the same time because we didn't realize there's so many people paying attention, to what we
Yeah.
were doing and some of the silliness that was going on. So, I mean, it was a little detrimental, but it was good though. Cause I mean, people was actually paying attention to it and it was funny. We was laughing.
Tucker was like, what are you doing, Schultz? You can't be doing stuff like that. It's like,
So
all
we
right.
get there and it's like, where's everybody?
No,
else?
Mike, you know that crazy guy that does that weather report, and he's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." So I went
Yeah.
out and put him, and we did that out in our t-shirts. It was like, Joe, dude, there
Oh.
was drifts outside of Gordyville that year. I mean,
Well, it really wasn't. There was probably that year. There was probably 3 inches of snow
yep,
and
but it
40
blew
mile an
like
hour
holy hell.
winds, and there's
Yeah.
nothing there to stop anything up there. So, I mean, where Jason was at, I think he was down there when we come out of the back road there past
Yes.
DeKalb, coming out to Champaign, and there were some grain bins there, and it was kind of where the snow was getting dumped out. So it looked real dramatic and awful. You know, it was, oh my God, look how deep the snow
Yeah.
is. There it was, but everywhere else there was a quarter of an inch because it all blew to that grain bin.
Yep.
Uh,
Joe, I go to Florida next week. I'm going to look for a spot for you guys to have the Midwest Winter Nationals in
man, that'd
Florida.
be- I don't know, guys. Sometimes, you know, when we had polls at DuQuoin indoors, you know, you'd lose some of your Badger State guys and you lose some of your faraway guys, you know, and I get it. I understand, but you know, I mean, there's people coming, really not so much, but they are coming from California, from New York, Pennsylvania, East Coast, all over the place. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. So
This event has an amazing reputation. Joe, you know that the Midwest Winter Nationals, it is, as the great Charles Post would say, the Super Bowl of single turbocharged pulling
That's
tractors. And he's not wrong with that at all. Got a great voice, does an awesome job announcing your event. It's fun it's just a lot of fun. It's always right after Christmas, you know, or it's in January. People been kind of cooped up, you know. In middle of September, we're all burnt out of pulling. We don't want to see a pulling vehicle ever again. And then about November, we're like, I kind of want to go truck and tractor pulling again.
let's go.
You know?
Well, like I said earlier, it's a year-round event anymore. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
back years ago, I mean, you know, it's nothing new. I mean, Indy Super Pull back in 1975. You know, I mean, that was something back then. The old TNT days, Skull Copenhagen. You know.
Yep.
But if anybody's got any more of those stickers left over, I'll gladly take some donations. I had one, and it was in a box, and it was in a filing cabinet in a box in my garage, and I cleaned my garage out recently. I was like, oh, Christmas came early. I found Skull Copenhagen stickers, the old pulling circuit stickers back years ago.
yeah.
These old dorks, and put them on our vehicles and everything. Thought we was cool, but wasn't. And the mice had their way with it. So
It happens.
you say
Again-
them things found religion. They became holy.
Yep. The live stream would be available at whatsmoking.net, all 6 sessions. The test passes, I think you guys usually live stream those 2 for free, don't you, Joe? If I
Yeah,
remember.
we test everything out. I mean, it's like a test and tune thing too. You know, I mean, we
Yep.
get charged for it, but you know, it's a good way to set everything in. You know, we've built a hell of a track there before. NTPA done a good job building the track, and I know we can build it'll never be a Gordyville track, but we'll get as close as we can to it anyway.
Yeah, I went to Josh Blackburn's. He had a little shop party the other night, and I saw a flat top there. And Ray Heron, it's some of those guys, and they're excited. Everybody was asking about the event, and you know, pretty
Good.
looking forward to it. So it was good to see. It's just that time of the year again. People are itching to get going again. A lot of guys going off the dyno. I saw, was it Justin Grimes or what's the Grimes family? Mike, they got their Light Pro ready, their new component. I think.
Yeah, the one from over there in Osborne, Missouri. That sounds
Yeah,
right.
I think
What do they
came
call
out
it?
of Joe Bush. Came out of Joe Bush Ag
Mhm.
Repair.
Yep.
It's definitely exciting. I mean, there's a lot of things, and you know, in the cold thing, you know, everybody's calling saying it's cold. We get it. But the good thing about it being cold, and it's supposed to be high in the low 20s. You know, it's wintertime. It's what we expect. You know, lows at night in the single digits, up middle teens. The good thing about that is it kind of expands our parking array over there. You know, some of the earlier complaints from previous years, whether it be within TPA or from us from years ago, just not a lot of parking over there at that event. But we've got a plan. You know, all the pullers should have got their puller packets in the mail by now, and just read through that really good, because it's very, very, very itinerary based. You know, it's just kind of like, imagine having 3 hops, skips, and a jumps to get your destination on an airplane. You better pay attention to it, because it's going to get you where you need to be, when you need to be, and how it needs to be. And we've done all the headache work. Just follow the directions, and it's that simple. But with it being cold and frozen, that's really going to help with the parking situation, especially with the spectators and everything. So there's going to be more parking if it's frozen, where we're not messing their grounds up or anything. So that's a good thing, guys. I mean, it's cold. It's one door in, one door out. Like Shipshewana past few years, you had 2 doors opening and closing, creating a vacuum through there. Kept it warm, done a heck of a job, but it was sometimes a wind tunnel of coolness. So just one door is going to get open and closed, and we can fit a lot of tractors in there. So it's just the parking is going to be the only challenge, but we've overcome that challenge already. So just pay attention to your puller packets, and it's pretty simple.
I believe that everybody will survive, Joe, and they'll be okay.
Oh, absolutely. It's like we look back at Gordyville, all them years of being there. We could put 200. It was nothing comfortable there for us, but you could put 200 vehicles. I had 2 sessions in there, Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and I'd have to evacuate everything that pulled Thursday afternoon, and a lot of times I didn't have no time between pulls to do it, so you had to do it after the pull was over. Thursday night, you had to pull all them vehicles out, rearrange the building, pull all those people that's waiting to get in, and put them in their proper places. So when we went to Shipshewana, that be surprised what 40 spaces extra, 40, 50 spaces extra will do for you. I mean, that meant that I got some of Friday afternoon in there and got some, 200 or so at Gordyville, 240 up there at Shipshewana. To tell you the kind of room that we have at Cloverdale, the way I laid the floor plan out, there's enough room for 330 tractors in there. So that's like, wow. That's amazing. So it makes my life a whole lot easier when the evening's over. They're still moving around because you got, your mod turbo class. I'm always excited to watch that class and pulling in the 87s, and those 2 intermingle, and your 85 light pro limited pros run the 9,000 super farm class. So you end up with a lot of duplicates. So I've learned over the years how to lay out that building to where they're all kind of bunched there together, where there's not too much moving around, where it's not clear across the building. It's just across the alleyway. And I know the guys appreciate it because they don't have to move their plethora of equipment that they bring with them in there to do what they need to do. So, but
good deal.
We're ready. I mean, I'm excited. I didn't help it when we was there the last time. I was actually helped my buddy pull over there, went to help him, but yeah, it won't be a repeat of that time. I can guarantee you that.
No, it's a great venue. It really is. I got to go down and work with Miles and Doc Riley when they had the NTPA show there. I didn't get to go to the one that Tucker did back in the day, but it was before I really got really crazy into pulling and stuff like I do now. So, but it's a neat venue. A lot of good restaurants around in the area.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You literally spend the entire day at the arena, so there's nothing bad there, and it's warm.
No, and they get really good
bathrooms,
food trucks, food vendors. I mean, plus our vendors is going to be there and everything. It's just real exciting. It's exciting to see the support. I'm just excited for the fan standpoint of it, besides the puller standpoint of it. I think it's going to be good for all around. And you got room. I mean, man, that room is priceless. I mean, that's just neat to
it is.
have some flexibility there. So
Good deal. Well, Joe, we're going to let you go. Unless you got anything else, we're going to switch gears. We're going to go Satsuma, Florida, February 7th and 8th. So plan on Monday night again if you can. When are you guys rolling in and building tracks and all that stuff?
Monday, we're actually going to be over this coming Saturday, probably doing some things. And then I'll be back there, going to haul some stuff in Saturday. And then going to haul the rest of it. JR and Clint and all of us and Justin, we're going to get everything in there hopefully by Monday, because Monday at some point we're going to start, scraping and doing what we do and lay the foundation for Charlie and them to build a hell of a track. So
I love it.
Thanks for everything, guys. We appreciate it. You can send me a link Monday. We'll talk Monday or something.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks, Joe.
Best of
See you
luck.
guys. Thank
Yep.
See
you.
you, buddy.
The best
do need to-
cure when it gets
What's that,
really,
Michael?
really cold, if you're a fan, the best cure when it's cold like that, another beer.
Another beer.
Another beer. I don't know if you guys have tried this new product. It's called Another Beer, but just
Another
another beer, and you won't feel so cold.
I'm telling you, there's no shortage of another beers at this
They have
event.
they have another beers at the Midwest Winter Nationals.
Just one more. So I'll play their video one more time, and then we're gonna go south. Talk to Mark Kelsey. Be right back. All right, we are back. I do not have Satsuma's video done yet. We'll be getting that done here in the next week or so. But I'm gonna bring Mark Kelsey on Satsuma, Florida. Just Add Dirt Motorsports. Great promoter. Been going down there for a couple years now. Great venue. And Mark, you're one of the smart ones, and you're gonna have a truck and tractor pull in February in Florida instead of Illinois, and everybody's gonna freeze. Tucker said he's got 70 calls today. People just telling him it's gonna be cold next week.
just want to let you know it's cold.
Yeah, just let you know it's going to be cold. How are things going, Mark? Yeah, well, tell me a little bit about, not, I know you well. I got to pretend that I don't. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family and what inspired somebody from Illinois to go buy a racetrack and a motorsports park in Florida.
Not really sure. Still kind of thinking about why I did it. Just like it down there in the winter. I've been pulling down there for 10 years. Just kind of brush pulling, and just felt like maybe we could bring some organization down to Florida and try to have a Midwest style pull down there, because there really isn't any of that.
Well said. Well said.
You know, there's not, but it seems like there's getting to be. It feels
Yes.
like a lot of people are buying into that same idea, both the fans in Florida and people with missions like yourself, and even some of the pullers from the Midwest. So do you feel like you've kind of built towards that over the couple of years since you've started this goal?
Yeah, so the first year we rented the facility, and then we ended up buying it the same year. So this will be 3 years. Yeah, this will be the third pull. Every year we've went up about 1,500 spectators. Last year we were able to bring down the 4-1 class. We had 6 of them from the Midwest here. They really were a hit. People down there had never seen anything like it. And you know, the guys were real happy with the track. They were real surprised on how good it hooked. So it really went over well. And then those guys came home and kind of helped me spread the word on, you know, it's not a sand track. It actually hooks. You know, they carried their front ends 200 feet and didn't really move any weight from pulling up here. So the track works well. The clay's out of Georgia. So it's 105 feet wide. We pull 2 sleds. We've got 700 feet of straightaway. Tedder last year had his 4-engine mod there and went like 420 some feet, buried the thing, and I had to pull it out with my tractor, the sled out with my tractor. He buried it. So it was pretty cool.
It was awesome. The crowd went wild, as they like to say, Mike. The crowd
Yep.
went wild. So what you do, Mark, is you kind of have some, I'm going to say, local classes or more classes that are maybe regional to that Florida area. And then, you know, you bring, like you said, the 4-1s last year. And this year you connected with the Outlaws, 5.0 Pro Stocks and 3.0 limited Pro Stock diesel trucks. It's got to be the first time 5.0 Pro Stocks have ever been in Florida, right, Mike?
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I really have been intrigued by this, and I hope the turnout is awesome. And you want to talk about what the fans are going to see when these guys come down. This is an exciting opportunity for all the associations right here involved in this.
Yeah. Mark,
I would
when you've
have
been
to agree.
talking to pullers, what kind of feedback are you getting for classes? What do you think some of your bigger classes are going to be this year?
I think the 3.0 truck class is going to be pretty big by the sounds of it. I know we've got, I think, 6 5.0s committed already. Working on some more of those. I know Outlaw's working pretty hard to get more of those down there. I've got some light supers coming, which I pull that class. We've got some mod turbo guys, the Foresters out of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We've got some super farms coming. We'll pull them guys together. That's what we did last year, and it worked really well. I think a super farm actually won that class. Gary did.
Yeah, Gary Shavink did.
Yeah,
You're
Shavink did. Yep. So that's kind of what we have going on. I'm hoping we'll have a decent blown mini class. I know we're going to have a lot of naturally aspirated mini rods there for sure. And that's kind of what's going on.
How many total hooks in general do you guys typically anticipate, or are you anticipating for this year?
I don't know. Last year we had 94 on Friday night and 97 on Saturday night.
So
It was a
big
great
show,
show.
great show. I mean,
It was
those
a
are
great
those
show,
are
Mike. Yeah.
perfect numbers
Yeah.
for a twin track setup down there. That's good. How have the crowds been, and have the crowds grown a lot over each of the 3 years?
They have, like I said before, it seems like about 1,500 a year. We had approximately, I think, 6,000 go through the gate Friday and Saturday night combined. So it was a good turnout. We had traffic backed up for 2 miles out on Highway 17 in Florida. This year we're going to have a lot more cops helping us get people in and controlling traffic.
When you see a big turnout in fans like this, and I wanted to ask the other Florida Polar promoters that were on here earlier as well, is that a reflection of all the people in Florida? Are these Florida fans that are saying, oh my goodness, this is awesome tractor pulling? Or is this also people from the Midwest like Jason and myself who have been like, hey, we're tired of sitting in the snow. Let's go watch a tractor pull in January. Can you kind of tell one way or another?
Yeah, so we get, a lot of snowbirds down there from the Midwest and the East Coast from up north. They definitely show up for it. And a lot of locals do as well. I'd say we had, I don't know, there might have been, I guess I really don't know how many people, came down just for the pull that weren't there either dodging snow or vacationing, but it seems to be growing for sure.
And then they do other things there too, Mike. Like, don't you have some sand drags or dirt drags or something, Mark, coming up in a couple weeks?
Yeah, the following weekend after the tractor pull, we're having dirt drags. Yes.
Cool.
Yep. Which we had last year, but it got rained out. So.
And it's a great facility, Mike. It's a circle track. So, I mean, there's not a bad seat in the house for the fans. And
I remember watching it last year. Was it live streamed, or were we in the beginning stages of experimenting with some live stream? And
we experimented and we sucked on Friday night.
But I remember watching it, so I don't know if that was public or if that was us just kind of tinkering.
No, it was Doug and I not knowing what we were doing with some new equipment. Just we're way better. We'll be way better this year. Full pull will be there, so it's good to go. So
I saw a lot of hands waving and yelling going on.
Oh Jesus!
It was kind of a show of its own, just watching them trying to live stream it.
It was not. Doug and I Doug's one of my best friends in the whole world, and with best friends, you're not afraid to say anything. And I think we both crossed the line that night with each other, and it was pretty stressful. And then but that's how it goes. So that's how it goes. Yep. I just kind of got some goosebumps even thinking about Doug Idle. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
We just went down memory. Well, it's there's growing pains and everything, and at the end of the day, pulling is expanding, live streaming is expanding, pulling in Florida is expanding. We're all the better because of what everyone on this, what you guys are doing here. So,
Mark, I like the fact that you're a puller. You have a light super. Not everybody knows that can run PPL Champions Tour or Outlaws or Grand National NTPA. You have a really, really tough tractor. I know you just did. Were you just at the dyno today? Did you tell me earlier at Blackburn?
Yes. Yeah, I just got home from Blackburn's. Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us I want your torque numbers and your dyno numbers, if you don't mind.
They're top secret. We've got it kind of turned down a little bit. We're fighting. Well, I think we got it figured out, but we had some rear end issues. Is why I wasn't handling right going down the track, and so we're gonna leave it turned down in Florida and just just try to figure the thing out. But it did run very well. Yes.
Good. So did you actually sit on it, or did Josh drive it?
I
Did I
sat
know?
on it. I sat
Yeah.
on it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yep.
pretty cool. And it's pretty neat. If you haven't, Blackburn's got that wheel dyno mic where they actually sit in it and they run it through a real pass. So it's pretty cool.
It's quite the feeling.
Were you wanting all your numbers, or did you just have the pulling itch and that was the closest thing that you could get to going down the track this weekend?
I guess, could you say that again?
No, I was going to say, I was just trying to make a joke out of it. I said, were you
okay.
really wanting your numbers, or was this just the closest thing to recreating an actual pass,
Right.
the week
Yeah,
after,
pretty
the
much.
week after Christmas?
Yeah, I've been working out of town all summer, so I only got to hook the thing 3 times this whole summer.
Mhm.
So I guess I was just missing it. But yeah, no, we did some turbo work, tried to settle them down a little, and it's pretty much a brand new engine. So we just wanted to make sure it was going to run right in Florida. And it only took about 4 or 5 passes, and we had the numbers where they need to be to make a good pass.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yep.
Again, if you're just joining us, Mark Kelsey, promoter of Just Add Dirt Motorsports. His wife Stacy's actually the real boss. When you meet her, you'll understand that. There she is.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to go back and raid that bar again, Mark. When we all went in last year, you should
Lordy.
have seen their face. I bet about 40 of us rolled in there. That was a good time.
At midnight, and then we got kicked out at 12:30 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, is that the
2:30
one
and
with the
3.
jail bars? Doug said at in the windows, the jail, like the jail cell.
Yeah,
one?
Cheyennes. It's called
Cheyennes. Yep.
Yeah.
So
That was quite the night, or 2 nights
a
in a
good
row. I'm surprised I lived through it.
you were fine. You were fine. Again, blown and natural aspirated mini rods, 5.0 Pro stocks will be sanctioned by the Outlaws. But if you have a 5.0 Pro, you can come hook with the Outlaws. Light super stocks, that's Mark's class. And you said Blackburn Racing is going to help sponsor that class. Is that true?
Yes, they are. Yep.
Okay. 3.0 diesel trucks, again, sanctioned by the Outlaws. And then some of his classes, improved farm, super farm, modified tractors, 4.1 limited pros, pro stock 4-wheel drive trucks, and natural aspirated 2-wheel drive trucks. I feel like those last 2 classes, the pro stock 4-wheel drives and natural aspirated 2-wheelers, there's quite a few trucks of those, Mark, in that area or in that Florida area, right? That pull?
Yeah, there are. There's a pretty decent class. They run, so the 6,200 pound 2-wheel drive class, they actually run that diesel. You can run a diesel as well with any combination you want. Well, no, not any. It's limited to cubic inches, but the Foresters kind of came up with it. But they've got one with a Ford engine in it, does very well, that they actually sold to Brian Caprioli. And now there's another one in Florida that's built that he's going to be there too, I believe. And so there'll be 2 diesel 2-wheel drive trucks in that class as well.
Yeah, the one is called Caparelli's is called 8 Up. That's
Yes.
the name of it.
Yep.
It's pretty fun to watch those, Mike.
Mm.
Check that out. So
Yeah.
good stuff. The Outlaws just texted me, and the app is open for Satsuma. So if you're going to hook in the 3.0 diesel truck class or the 5.0 Pro stocks, you can register on the Outlaw app, and you don't have to be a member of the Outlaws to do that. So you can jump on there and get registered. It's kind of a cool thing there for the pullers there. So excited for that, Mark. So
Yep. We'd like to grow it, as much as we can. And what I'd really like to do is, offer certain classes one year and then switch it up the following, so no one gets, tired of going to Florida. They can actually look forward to it.
say that again. Nobody gets tired of going to Florida. What? Mark?
Yeah. We don't want anybody to get tired. I know one thing about it is I've heard from pullers that they have no problems talking their wife or children into going to a tractor pull in Florida. They mention it and they're loading and ready to go. So.
Yeah, Mike, you think we could talk Dominica into that for you? Like, hey, honey, road trip, field trip, or?
This is my birthday weekend, so I think I can just demand it, don't you? Is that how that works in a marriage, Jason?
No. Your wife's awesome, but she's the boss, Mike, and I know how this works, so it's all good.
We know that, yep. But no, I wanted to go back. You talked about outlaws out there, or anyone who's even not an outlaw. The app, super easy. It looks like they've actually even made it easier this year. Just click on Satsuma, Florida. Right there, you see driver entry. So, Jason, I didn't tell you this, but I actually built a 3.0 truck over the winter. So we can go ahead and register that right now if we want to. But no, super easy. Be sure and do that, so that way we can get all of your updates and results posted live while we're doing that.
Mike, what scale is this 3.0 diesel truck that you built over the winter?
It's a 1/32nd scale. See, everyone goes for the 1/16 or the 1/64, but the 30 seconds, those are actually the hard ones to find. So that's what's going to be cool about it. It's called Starscream.
Well said. Well said. Mark, how far are you from Orlando? Is it just a couple hours? Like, what are the big areas around you?
Yeah, so Orlando's an hour and a half. Daytona's a little less than an hour. St. Augustine is about a half hour. The beach by St. Augustine is about 45 minutes from us.
Okay.
Jacksonville's about 45 minutes. Ocala's an hour and 10. Gainesville is about an hour. And Tampa's like 3.
So people, you could go to this poll and go have some fun either before or after. You know, with the farm show being the next week, you make your loop, go down to Florida for the weekend, head your way back up to Kentucky on your way back home. If you do this right, and like Mark said, nobody usually says no about going to Florida in February.
Mhm.
It's usually is that the
And
strawberry
we do,
festival?
and this is for the pullers. We have a lot of room for them to leave their vehicles if they want to go travel around Florida. So it's no problem.
And it's a nice racetrack. What did they? Was that you? That's an old circle track, right, Mark? That you guys bought?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep. We've never
How many
had a
events did
car
you guys
race
have
that-
down there? What's that?
How many
Mark?
what?
How many
Sorry?
events did you guys have down there last year?
Just 3. That's it.
Okay.
Yep. We had the tractor pull. We were supposed to have the dirt drags, and then we had AMA flat track there for Bike Week as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
During Daytona?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Well, we're gonna try. I want to get you on every Monday night, Mark. If you can keep this time slot open, or this Matt Hart guy used to be part of our podcast. I don't know if we heard his feelings or.
Yeah,
or,
he's
you know, I
supposed to be
thought-
on tonight. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
I don't know. I know he knows. I mean, we bought him a microphone and a camera. Remember, Mike? So I mean, I don't know.
I do. Handy.
He's out of
Handy
excuses.
dandy little things.
Yep.
He's
Is
out
he
of
announcing?
excuses.
Last year he went down there and
Yeah.
did some announcing for the microphone for you guys.
He is.
Yes. Yeah, he's announcing
Mike,
again.
he is. You two together, there people would be giving drug tests. Okay, just like flat out, like way too much enthusiasm.
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, what was that other association you said just got brought on to, also
well,
work down there, whatever?
You think Ron
So,
Stone's gonna?
so-
You think Ron Stone's gonna go to number 2? No, Ron's going to Florida. He's already made it pretty clear. about
I
it.
just think Matt and I would, like you said, we could make sure that people had a lot of fun.
Oh no, you will. But Ron and Matt will do a good job too. Don't you? worry.
Ron is the best in the business, man. Make no doubt about it.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. And
That's
we'll have
what I-
Dan Mayer with us too for the live stream. So we're gonna have some heavy hitters down there
Yeah,
doing a
absolutely.
little bit of talking. So it's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun.
Yeah, next
cool.
Monday I'll try to have some updates on maybe some
Yeah.
pullers that are, I'm kind of, hoping some guys step up with the 4-1 class. Haven't heard from too many of them, so I'd like to hear from them and make sure we're going to have that class covered.
Yep. No, that's good. Grab Stacy. Is she decent or is she running around naked again like she normally does? Mark.
Naked as always.
Naked as always, yeah.
Tell her to get over here. We want to talk to Stacy real quick. So,
Yeah, all right.
you gonna come on? Hey,
Yeah, there
Stacy.
she is.
Hi.
All the kids are married now, right?
No, we just have one left.
I thought Mark said. I thought when I talked to you this fall, Mark, that was the last one.
No,
no,
no.
we have one more left.
Okay, I thought I was gonna call you guys empty nesters, but I guess not yet. So.
Oh, we're empty
We're empty
nesters, but we have
nesters.
one
Oh,
left.
you are okay. He kicked
Yeah.
them out. Good deal.
Yeah.
Stacy, what do you love about truck and tractor pulling, Stacy?
How excited Mark gets.
Oh, she
Happy
really
he-
does love you, Kelsey. She really does love you.
I do.
I love it.
It might be getting deep.
That's okay. That is okay.
Yeah. No,
Are you? So you're
Sheila.
obviously in Illinois right now. If you were in Cuba City today, right? When are you guys heading down?
Not
probably-
soon enough.
yeah, not soon enough, but
Nah.
probably about the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to go back out to Washington State, do some work, and then come back and head south.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, thank you for being a promoter. We're excited to work with you, and I really feel like you two are going to help us do a lot more stuff in Florida, and we're there to help you both. So thank you so much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
All right. So plan on this time slot every Monday, Stacy. Okay. Get me somebody
Okay.
from Satsuma. All right.
I will be there.
All right.
It's
Thank
the
you.
same link every week too, Stacy. The same link. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck,
Good night.
guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Mark and Stacy, I switched I made it the tall, skinny one, and I kind of slid in like this.
Yeah, did you see me chasing? I was like, because I kept falling out of my screen. So I was like, where do, and it's mirrored on me. So like the more I tried to lean the way I thought I needed to lean, I kept falling out of my own camera here.
Yeah, so Mark signed the contract with the Outlaws for the 5.0 Pros and the 3.0 diesel trucks. Last week, him and Ron and Kyle and Kurt put that together. So excited to bring the Outlaws to Florida, on the Outlaw side of it.
That's freaking dope, man. That's exciting.
I think they'll travel. I know they'll travel. I think it's going to be fun. I think we'll get some other pullers that, just want to come to Florida. And Mark is a dirt guy. He's a puller. It's a good track. It's a good facility. Doug, this will be our third year, right? Going down there. So we're not going to invite our friends down there and if it's junk, because it's not. It's a great facility. It's a good time. Plenty of parking, a lot of fun. And go to the bar with us afterwards. That doesn't hurt either. So be a good time. So thank you. Shout out to Kelsey's for doing this. We got 15 minutes until Massetti and Friends, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you have anything prepared? Or did Hope get me any what do you call it?
How did you name your puller? I do have some pulling through the past, so we can talk about that if you want, or if you've got some how did you name your puller, we can do that as well.
Yeah, let me see. I don't want Hope to get mad at me, so let me go find
Mm-hmm.
if she loaded some in here today. She usually does. She's usually pretty good about. Yep, I see some up here. So how did you name your puller? I don't have Kenzie tonight running control, so it's a
playing your cool intros and such.
Yeah, we got to get those side by side in here so we can actually do that. We'll just call. How did you name your puller? What do we this week or last week's? Jonathan Carter, the Riddler. These are new. My boys and wife did the naming and color scheme. My oldest son's favorite color is green, and he insisted it have green on it. So I told him black and green. Here you go. Now come up with a name. Come home one day, and it was decided the Riddler. I like that. That looks like a single engine V8 class, right? Naturally aspirated, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be those Economods or hot rod tractors. It seems like every association has a different spec for them and a different name for them. But
I love this one. Named it Easy Money after my granddad. They called him Easy Money. I love it.
That's cool.
Wiley. That truck will probably be at this weekend, don't you think?
That is that in Kentucky you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think I saw it. I feel like I saw it on the pre-registration or on the list or something when we were making our picks.
Yep. Brian Carrington, endless dollars because it's endless amounts of money you spend to keep them going. And he's not wrong. And that is one tough running tractor. I'm sure that tractor will be in Cloverdale next weekend.
Sure.
And it'll do really, really well. So every Hope puts this segment together for us. How did you name your puller? It's fun. Mike is an announcer and I announce from time to time as well. And it's fun to kind of have a little history behind that, Mike, of where people came up with that. So
I like it. And I think about this often because in other sports, pulling is one of the few sports out there where you name your vehicle. Of course, all the other ones, they've got sponsors or they've got numbers on them, but it's a unique concept that, we're going to name. It'd be like a baseball player naming his bat that he goes out there and swings with every single time. So
yeah, Mike, make this part of your questions. If you had to put a number on your pulling vehicle, what number would it be and why? Let's start doing that with people.
Richard Moore has it. He's got it on the side of his two-wheel drive truck. He's got the old number 3, that Dale Earnhardt Intimidator, tucked away right beneath the headers. So something tells me the number 3 would be very popular, and the number 24 would be very unpopular in the pulling world. But that's just going to be my offhand guess. But yeah, if you put a number on your vehicle,
so
1066.
Before we get into pulling through the past, I do want to touch on the Hoffman family. Lost Karen yesterday, I believe she passed away, or 2 days ago, maybe now. Mm-hmm. Justin's mom, John's wife, longtime pullers, part of the Outlaw family. The obituary is up on the Outlaw Facebook page, and I'm not sure what happened, Mike. I don't know if you heard. I don't think she was sick. If anybody has any, let us know in the comments. Please do. Just thinking of them and prayers sent. From all of us in the pulling world. Our family is that we talk about our pulling family all the time. And she had an 85 Limited Pro. It was called the Tractor.
Yep. The Tractor. We featured her. She was one of the original or one of the first couple to be featured on the When the Smoke Clears program. So, we've got all of her biography. We could even kind of run that again if people wanted to look at it and highlight that vehicle. So, but Karen was a puller and like you said, came from a big pulling family, and our thoughts have been with them throughout this whole week.
Thank you again for that, Mike. The fan vote for the Pullers Championship will start a week from tonight. Okay. So what we've been doing this last month is reaching out to all the pullers with the automatic invites. Brent and Paul kind of work through that, but they invite the top 2 or 3 from different associations. They finished in points. The Outlaws have some classes that fit the rules. Some they don't, like the 2-wheelers and the 4-1s. And then that puller has to let us know, yes, I'm coming. Yes or no. They have to accept it or not. And then they register, they pay the $500, and then the fan vote opens. So, we've been reaching out to Ken Venny, and I need to get a hold of Mike Chiswick. I got to shame him. So he lets Terry Blackburn come down with the light super a couple, but we talked there. Ken Venny did commit. Okay. Esden Lane called us. He's going to work hard to get the fan vote in for the light super. He wants to get Red Line Light, or what's he called, the light one? Shoot. He's built Dig and Fever. He's building the light.
Yeah, Dig and Fever. Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Well, Eric Stacy committed in Super Stock Diesel Trucks. Craig Dickey. Brent's got the entire list to do all that. So it's fun. And then like Masterson's turned us down because of the farming. We get it. And that's how, but we like having this event when we do because it doesn't interact with anything else. So, and then Simon's tickets for Farley, the biggest payout in the history of pulling, June 12th through the 14th in Farley, Iowa. Those tickets, the e-tickets went up for sale for those of you that want to get those online tickets. Go to fullpull.us, click on tickets, or just head over to the Farley 300 Raceway website or Facebook page, and you'll get the link to the tickets there as well. So I meant to open up the show with that, but Todd wanted to talk about that the horse park will be back.
Current events. Yeah.
Current events. Yes. Thank you, Michael. I was searching for the proper way to say that.
Yeah, we can say that,
Shout out to Jared Jones for coming on to help us with the pick'em. Yep. If you haven't done it yet, head over to fullpullpicks.com. Put your money where your mouth is. Make some picks. We got some head-to-head matchups. We got pick 2 to finish in the top 3. But now I want to switch over to pulling through the past with my buddy Mike, who loves the history. And and I don't know if Dan Mayer's on retainer tonight or not, but we'll see what we can do for him. So here we go, pulling through the past. All right, Michael, take over, my man.
Tonight we have only 2 individuals, but 5. Jason, I'm not going to say 5 vehicles. We have 5 pieces of equipment because we're going to highlight something that does not get highlighted near enough. And then I am going to share a current picture because, like with the camera, tell a story. Tell me a story, right? Jason, this is a vehicle you've probably seen throughout the years, and it was the vehicle that absolutely terrified me as a child. Did you ever go to a pull and you were like, that one's awesome, that one's awesome, that one's awesome, that one scares me to death? Was there ever a tractor that you were terrified to watch go down the track?
No.
This one.
It was like you. What do you mean? It was scary looking? Was it bad color?
It was just as likely to end up on the guardrails as it was to go 300 feet at any given moment. This thing is an absolute bucking bronco. It is a bullet, and it is a hard running light super stock. Talking about Brent Long and the Long Machine.
Oh, so yeah.
This is your light super stock with dual overhead cams. Pretty much illegal by all of today's modern standards. Well, because all light super stocks have to run push rods if you're going to run.
No, isn't that what the squealer was for a long time? Mises tractor too?
Well, there's a couple of them out there, and even for a while, PPL Western Series allowed dual overhead cam. This is why Mike Novinger has to run his tractors in the heavy division. Mike Novinger's tractors are actually light super stocks. They've got Brent Long motors in them. Brent Long's an incredible engine builder. So here's the first edition of the Long Machine. No one can figure this out, but I have confirmed that this is what this tractor looked like. It's got 3 exhaust pipes coming out of it. I haven't got to the bottom of why that is, but I have heard from a couple of sources that no, that's what it actually looked like. And I should mention that all of tonight's photos are courtesy of Jim Harmon, the other big fan of vintage pulling pictures from Northeast Missouri. So we can watch this tractor develop through the years. Here it is. I believe this is going to be Macon, Missouri in those early to mid 90s. We're down to 1 stack here, but running that similar motor style. And then it's more or less.
Yeah, I remember that tractor.
Recent edition. This one came out 2002 or somewhere in there. Now, I believe he's built a fourth one or a newer one after this. This one, he elongated at one point. He weighted it up. He ran it in the heavy super stocks because of that dual overhead cam system that he had. But going all the way back to this tractor right here, this was one of, very, very famous light super stock on alcohol. That motor in that tractor still exists today. Not in that tractor, but that motor still exists in another vehicle today. And I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you the modern day version of where that exact Brent Long motor, the original Brent Long motor, can be found. So that motor is pictured right here in this tractor.
Wondered why you were looking for this picture today.
Yep.
Okay.
So Danny Metcalf with the Plowboy Express.
Mike, hit your plus button up at the top right. Zoom in on it a couple times.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
There you
this motor, and it's not because they posted this a couple of years ago, and I made the comment. I said that looks like a Brent Long motor, and they said it's not just a Brent Long motor, it is the Brent Long motor. That is the original.
You said so. Brent went on a lot of wild rides on that light super.
Oh, holy moly, man! It was. I was at the Missouri State Fair with this one right here, and he literally parked it between the guardrails. He took a hard left turn. This one, there's a video of it at Macon, Missouri, where he's flipped it clear on its side. It was the epitome of those early alcohol burning light super stocks that were just nothing but power and wheel speed. So, but yeah, it lives on in the Plowboy Express. I think it's only, like Ron could tell you if he's still watching, it's like 302 cubic inch punched out to like 366. It's a tiny little thing, and it's just an absolute screaming machine. It's a bullet of a little tractor out there. So the motor lives on. Jason, you know what we don't feature enough when it comes to the world of truck and tractor pulling? The sled themselves.
Correct.
What are some of the
There's a post on the BMPT group, okay, that I pinned. I said post a pic. There's 100 some pictures of sleds if you ever get bored. Not that you do, but we have that. We have that capability.
I remember that. That was yeah. It's been up there a while, but there have been some iconic ones. This one right here. This is Mike Wolk, I think is how you say his last name. But this is the old Bush sled with the six-pack.
That's in Illinois now. The Rough Corns own it. Dale and Connie.
So this is also courtesy of Jim Harmon. So you can see a couple of this was an iconic sled. This thing hooked to monster trucks back in the day. This one was about as cool as it got. Mike Gott says it's a DT360 punched out to 408 cubic inch. So still a very long ways from 504, very small by today's standards, but very competitive in that light limited modified class that the Plowboy Express pulls in. But no, I always remember this sled, Jason. I thought this was an iconic sled through the 80s and 90s. Now, if you look closely in the back, you can actually see an early version of the Iron Man sled hanging out back there as well. So not sure where this is, but that's a cool photo. So
Mike got comments, on his motor. If you want to see that, it's a DT360 at 408. So
yep, I just read that when he put that. Yep, I just read that a second ago. So like I said, long ways from 504. To put that in perspective of where those light supers are hooking at today. But it's a mean motor. It was kind of ahead of its time in the day.
Good stuff.
Pulling through the past.
I'm glad you do this. I really do. It's neat to see some of that stuff. I went out to Facebook over the weekend and I typed in Blackjack pulling tractor and found a bunch of stuff of Dad's old D21, and it was a lot of fun. Found some memories of it. Some stuff on YouTube, and hell, I had YouTube channels I didn't even know I had, Mike. So it's all good.
With the most respect I can give this, that doesn't surprise me. I could see you being an individual who has lost track of the total number of YouTube channels over the years.
Yeah. So we are approaching hour number 2, and this is where we always bring on our good friends from the West Coast. Brian Massetti, the patriarch. Well, he isn't the patriarch. We had Jim on last week, but Brian is the owner. Him and Christy, they have 2 pulling sleds now. They run MLM Motorsports. They are the premier pulling association on the West Coast. They are part of they host the Golden State Invitational. That's how I've got to know the Massetti family. And they've been bringing on their brother Kevin and Steve. And we're bringing on 1 or 2 pullers. Our goal, Mike, is to feature one or two pullers every week, what Brian can line up. And then we move on to the ever famous Facebook Marketplace, which is bringing on his own legendary status, if you will. We had Lonnie and Jennifer. We still need to take the time and snip some of that out for those of you. But if you ever just bored Mike, and go listen to that podcast on Spotify. It's the Leichner, and Mackenzie made it big, the special podcast, but it's thereafter Leichner. About the 2-hour mark is when we got Jennifer on the phone with that. So a lot of good times, Mike. So
Was this when we talked to the girl from down in Louisiana?
Yep, that's Jennifer.
I
Yep.
stayed up for that one. That
Yep.
was worth staying up.
That
for.
was our longest podcast. We went 5.5 hours. It was,
And I can see all the Massettis hanging out down here in the green room. Guys, I don't have to work tomorrow. So I hope everybody is ready to get wrecked at Facebook Marketplace. Pick'em. Michael doesn't understand how numbers work game.
Doug's gonna come sit by me. Doug's good at this Facebook Marketplace stuff. So when we get into that, you're not going to bed. So here we go. Mackenzie's not with me, but I'll play my fancy tunes here.
What's up, guys?
Gentlemen,
Howdy, let's get
I use
rowdy.
that term loosely because Kevin's here. Gentlemen,
Hey.
fellow Massettis, what's going on, guys?
What's happening? Everything's good. Michael,
Brian,
good to see you.
we're in our
You
brand
too,
new
man.
offices. Doug moved us in today. Doug built him and Hope built a big shop out at their house, and they built us a loft. So I kind of want to show it off.
Do it.
I take the camera.
Cool.
Here, I'll mess it up, but that's fine.
Come on, give us a
Hold on,
tour.
here, guys. I gotta show you this.
Kind of a mess.
Well, they just moved in today. So this is where Chandler works. Oh, I do this? Yeah. That's where Chandler works.
Hold on.
And that's Mackenzie's in the middle and Hope's way down there at the end. So this is their new setup. So kind of proud.
Nice.
Kind of proud. So there's their, and then they moved today. There's all their Chandler stuff. Am I making you guys sick yet? Sorry about that. So.
No, we lived through Lonnie. You're good.
But we have official offices now, so it's nice. It's nice.
I
And
want
there's
to
new
be
carpet, Brian. There's new carpet, and Hope won't let us wear our shoes in here, so we're wearing our socks.
Well, do what Hope says.
We do, because otherwise she can get angry, and we can talk shit about her because I guarantee she is sleeping. Guarantee.
Okay.
All right,
Good.
Massetti, take
Well-
over, buddy. Massetti and friends, let's roll.
Welcome, everybody. It's Brian and not cheating Trev tonight because he's right here with me.
Trevor. It's
What?
Kevin's a cheater now. Don't worry. So.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's
Not
okay.
once.
We'll try. We're going to try to restore the integrity of the Facebook Marketplace game for 2025.
Of the sport.
Yeah, the whole sport. You're right. So hope everyone had a great Christmas. I know we did. It's great having the boys here. We got together with family. It's awesome. Kev, thanks for being here. James, hope you found a good place for your podcast tonight.
Yeah, very exciting.
Good. Well, tonight as a guest, I think it's probably our most famous guest we've ever had because this guy is on a podcast every other week. He's one of the anchors, Chris Daniels with the Baby Huey modified four-wheel drive. So, Chris, thanks for joining us and welcome to Massetti and Friends tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. Everybody had a great Christmas. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
How was your Christmas, Chris?
Good. No white stuff, so it was nice. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
yeah. No snow here, so no shoveling.
Oh, you're talking about snow.
Oh,
Thanks for clarifying that.
yeah, snow. Yes, James.
Gotcha.
I forgot
So-
Kevin on here.
So, Chris, tell us about yourself. Where do you live? Where do you call home? What's
Kim and I live here in Carson City, Nevada, like stone's throw from Lake Tahoe, and I retired from heavy equipment. I was a heavy equipment operator for 27 years with we're building roads and highways, and I retired from there, and then we just do truck pulling.
Sweet. Have you always lived in Nevada?
No, I was born here, went to school here, and then I did go to California where I was introduced to truck pulling and was there for, I think, 5 years, and then moved back to Nevada in like 89, I think.
Okay.
And been here ever since. Pretty much.
Very good.
Pretty much lived here.
And you mentioned Kimmy, and we've all grown to know and love Kimmy. But how long have you guys been married? Or
We've been together for 8 years. Married for 5 now, babe. Yeah, 5.
Chris, note to yourself, dumbass. Know how long you've been married.
yeah,
I like the way he checks for confirmation. That's good. Run all
Yeah.
questions through the wife. Always run the questions through the wife, regardless of what they might be.
And then if you follow them on social media, Chris doesn't make any of those posts.
Hey, Kimmy.
Oh, she's got
Hey,
a
Kimmy.
remedy shirt on.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I knew that would change your tune a little bit.
Doug's favorite t-shirt. We love
Take it
blonde.
on.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Jason just mentioned, but you guys do an awesome job with all of your social media posts and the videos you make. And I know it's Kimmy, but I'm giving you both credit. But anyways,
I'll share. He's got the awesome truck that is easy to promote. So
there you go.
Anybody heard, you know.
Yeah.
You did a cool proposal too, right, Chris?
Yeah,
yes.
it actually did. Yes, it was at the
Clements.
pool. Yeah, I was gonna do it in the arena, but you know how busy we were that night, everybody. So we ended up proposing to her in the pits, and I opened the door of the pool truck, and I said, "Honey, what's this?" And she looks in there. She goes, "It's your helmet, idiot." I meant to get her to just kind of get in there and look for something, you know, but she was like, "That's your helmet, idiot," you know? And so then she turns around, then I'm down on one knee, you know, and there's a video of it somewhere, but right in the middle of it, JP walks right between us. He was like, "What's going on here?" He had no idea, but
That's funny.
yeah. And
I didn't know that.
She said yes, at least.
I think
Good
I
deal.
happened to be standing nearby. I think I saw it happen.
Yeah, I think
You
you
might
were,
have.
Kevin. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, shit, I missed that.
I was
That's
just
cool.
as surprised as you, Kimmy.
You were in your office, Brian. You didn't get to see that. But
Yeah.
would
Kimmy's driven Baby Huey before, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're mistaken.
You
No,
know,
it wasn't driving. No.
a couple times. Yeah, a couple times she's drove it, and but she says she won't drive it again until she can back it up to the sled. So, because that makes a real truck puller.
I've been
she
told
said.
that
So-
that makes the difference between a real puller and a not real
Yeah.
puller.
So now I got the clutch pedal in there, and it's much easier to move around. She may get in there this year. So
Well, Kimmy, if anybody tells you that, you could just tell them to go pound sand because that sounds like bullshit to me.
I agree. I think it's more that's what she wants to do than anything.
Oh, well, that's okay then. If it's coming from you, that's
Go
cool.
home, right? I mean, go big or go home, or do it all, or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah. That was right when I got done painting the truck and got the weight box on there for the
Oh yeah,
the staffing
no
job.
stickers.
Yeah.
nothing.
And we still lived in Fallon there.
Yeah.
But
So-
so I got one more thing to share with you guys. So you know the trying season that we've had, right? I mean, with Baby Huey, we broke a rear end. We didn't do very good back east, and just a trying year. My wife, bless her soul, gave me this for Christmas.
Hold on. Let me get. I gotta
Hold
make
on.
you big. Chris.
Yep, she gave me a support pickle. Support pickle that you can squeeze and it'll help you relax. And she
And
got me
wait,
this.
wait, and it
Oh.
says
Oh, wait.
emotional support pickle.
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
emotional.
always be around to let you know you are a big deal.
Oh wow, that didn't help much, did it?
And
I know, but it gets
this
better.
book on how to do truck pulls. I mean, it's crazy. It shows you everything on how to do it. So I'm gonna have my ducks in a row. And
Chris, hold that. Daniels, hold that back up. Hold that back up. What's that book?
You got any money?
No, what's that book? What's it called?
Truck and tractor pulls. Well, truck and tractor pulls.
Mike,
Where
do
did
have
you
that
find
book?
that, Kim?
Yeah.
On Amazon.
It shows you what to look for on the track.
It's a how-to book.
Yeah.
Really?
Cool.
Tackle's even in
Yeah,
it.
even Max
Max
Tackle's in
Tackle's
here.
it.
There's a test
nice.
drive. I mean, it's got it all.
How come we didn't publish that, Jason?
Rules. We make our own rules. I mean, there's Max
Well,
Tackle
this
in
is
there.
trouble.
No shit.
Yeah.
You're going to win.
Yeah.
big
Who's
next
the
year.
author?
Shoot.
Chris, who's the author? Where was that published at?
Kate
Kate
McCauley.
McCauley. Kate McCauley. See where it was published. Well, I was trying to see where it was. Gareth Stevens Publishing.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Anyways, he makes a bunch of different ones, I guess. Like off road or whatever. But yeah. So
You can get into all
Shit.
kinds of
my
stuff.
wife gets gift of the year. Thank you very much.
Kimmy's a lot of fun, Chris. You're a lucky dude.
She is. She is. And I'll have my support pickle when I get the pins. You know?
How has Kevin not made a squeezing your pickle joke yet? Like how is this not,
It's early. It's early.
Yeah, Mike, it's only 7:41 out there.
Oh, okay. Because I felt like that was, teed up for him, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should have.
Did you
been
call
on
it
that
an
one kinda
emotional
writes
support
itself
pickle?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder that he's always a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been called worse,
Yeah. Wow.
Buy less.
That's a tough gift to top there, Kimmy. I don't know how you're going to outdo
I
that
know,
next
right?
year.
I mean, she nailed it. I mean, she just.
That's pretty good. So hey, Chris, we see a lot of pictures on your social media of what you're working on the truck. Where does Baby Huey live, and where do you work on the truck?
The Quack Shack.
The Quack Shack right here.
Shack.
The Quack Shack.
That's awesome.
The Quack Attack.
Go in there and take pictures of the duck and stuff. She's gonna go get some pictures or whatever. But yeah, right here. So when we moved here from Fallon, I just had like a 4-car garage on an acre lot. So we wanted to downsize. So we got a smaller house, and then I built a 25 by 35 shop here, and it's all I could fit on the 1/4 acre lot, to get it fit.
Perfect.
But yeah, and she lives right here. So
You downsized the house and the amount of yard you had to take care of, and you built a bigger shop.
right. Exactly.
Perfect.
Basically, he doesn't have to mow. There's no mowing needed. So.
There
I know.
is a little lawn front and rear. But Kimmy takes care of that.
But hey, hold on. I got breaking news from our very own sideline reporter, John Bohr. I have video of the proposal. So
Oh,
Cool.
I knew he would have it. Oh, yeah.
I think this is our first engagement video reveal, don't you think? Or no?
I think it is. That's pretty cool.
From Massetti and Friends.
Awesome.
Chris, I'm kind of impressed, bro. I'm kind of impressed.
Photos. Somewhere.
Put that in that truck pull book, huh? How to get engaged.
Chris, what poll was that at again? I know you said earlier.
It was Clements at Raging Horses. Brian and Reeves put that on there.
Okay.
What year was that?
Yeah, you put me on the spot.
2018.
2018. 18 or 19?
Probably the year I was out there. That
18. Yeah, it was 18. I told her we had to wait 2 years to get married after that. So
Very good.
married in 20.
So looking forward to 2025, the pulling season. Anything in particular you're looking forward to, or a special event you want to go back to?
I just want to do better, man. Just want to do better.
Hey, we need grab your pick, Chris. Grab your pickle and take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Your emotional support pickle, Chris.
Just have
Not the other one.
from the mirror.
You know that's not Kimmy's because it's too small. So.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
could get
yeah.
a big one, I guess. When but, no, all the MLM events. Are you kidding me, man? I love it pulling these guys. It's a lot of fun. Everybody has a blast. Everybody just the camaraderie is great. You're always there to help. You're always putting in the effort to put on a great show. I mean, it's just hands down the best time we've had this. Even though we didn't have very good luck with the truck, we had a great time last year. It wasn't all bad.
Chris, were you still able to beat John Bohr? That's really the measuring stick on your season. So
I got him in a couple pulls, but I got to hand it to John. He had the magic dust this year.
He had a consistent season.
Yeah, he was very consistent. Stayed up there ahead of me. No, I didn't catch him. He ended up third. I ended up fourth. So.
And where did the yellow fever truck finish?
First.
That guy.
It was first,
I'll tell you
Jason.
what, that guy, I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever going to catch him. He's just.
Can we? I think we should tech it, Chris. What's
Oh,
that?
no.
Tear down.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kev, where's the unicorn, bro?
The unicorn.
It's somewhere. I'll
Do
go
you not
find
know
it.
about the unicorn?
It ran away.
Oh, the horse.
Yeah, I can't
Hold
even
on.
I was trying to explain that story to somebody, and they're like, "You did what? With the gloves, and you took it to what?" So I think it's one of those you had to be there kind of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Running around that SUV at the stoplight with that thing had to be the highlight of that unicorn's trip.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have made it better if the light would have turned green.
Oh yeah.
Because you would have just left his ass there.
And I would have rode Bucky right down the road, barefoot and all, just smacking my own butt.
It's named.
As a media person, how many views and how many reactions has that video alone gotten?
Oh, thousands.
You're lucky that was in Nevada, you would have got arrested. There it is. Kevin's got it. Imagine that.
When did he get tagged?
Oh my god.
Kevin needs to go to school.
Put your tag in him.
He can make it
I
talk.
think that's somewhere. I didn't get your tag off it.
Got him.
You need to make it talk. Make it
Dude,
talk.
even Melanesia will remember that thing. He's like, "You brought that stupid horse for the Mercedes and they beat me Friday night." So,
He'll never
Melanesia
forget this
hates
horse.
that thing.
I know he does.
Melanesia will never forget this horse.
Yeah.
I took it over and I gave him a kiss on the cheek with it Friday night after the pull. I was so happy. That poor guy was so heartbroken. That's okay.
He'd never been beat. That was the first time he'd ever been beat, right?
Yeah.
Think so?
On the big stage.
Yeah. We got by.
Yeah. But he made us pay for it the next night.
That's all right. At least
Shit
he knows
happens.
he has competition now, right?
I mean,
right.
Kevin, if you think about all the gifts your friends have given you, that little horse, he's got to be pretty special. I brought that all the way from Illinois, right? Or where did we start?
Yeah, there's a hell of a story behind that guy.
I bet it was
He made it to Las Vegas,
Arkansas.
didn't get arrested.
Came from Missouri.
Didn't get arrested.
Missouri. The Love's travel stop in Missouri.
Yeah, but I mean, he made it the whole way. Went through Vegas, the whole thing.
Yep.
It was great.
I think he was better behaved in Vegas than Schultz was.
Well, Facebook made me take down all the videos. So there's no proof.
Oh,
The horse didn't get demonetized or whatever.
Oh, that would have sucked if that would have been.
Yeah.
It's on Doug's phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the hard copy. He's got the VHS.
Chris, besides four-wheel drive trucks, Chris, what classes do you enjoy, or what would you ever build into? Kimmy, I want you to answer too. What other classes do you enjoy watching?
We enjoy the twin engines. Those guys are pretty awesome, just like we just talked about. But the multis are pretty cool. But I hate to say it because I'm not really a hairdryer guy, but the Limited Pros are pretty cool to watch. They and their tractors are okay. They're just okay.
Okay. Kimmy, what do you like?
There's not a lot of them, but there's two classes that I really like. Whatever the class is, the Semper Fi's in.
Simplify the 6,000.
Semper Fi.
Or no, he's twin engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
74s.
Yeah, 74s.
Yeah. that one's just, I mean, all around badass. And then the 2-wheel drive. I don't know why. I just have.
That's
it's-
really going to grow out there, guys.
when they actually, I hate to say this, when they get it up.
Hang on, I gotta squeeze my pickle.
I got to timestamp that too. When I get it up. So.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Kimmy.
Anyway.
Chris, so earlier, Mike and I, we're going to start a new thing on here that says if you like, you know how race cars put numbers on their cars. If you had to put a number on your truck, and I already know, Kevin, yours would be 69. I know. Here's Daniel's. If you had to put a number on Baby Huey, what would that number be and why?
A number?
A number. Like you just had to put a number. Like it wasn't Baby
Like a
Huey,
NASCAR
it was a
number.
number.
Yeah.
What's that, right?
Number
Like
10.
a NASCAR number.
Number 10.
Why?
Because she's a 10, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
He's talking about the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the record, yeah.
Hold on. We gotta squeeze it.
All of a sudden their screen goes dark and they run into
Yeah.
the other
Just hit mute too.
Oh no, don't let him in charge of the mute button.
William Bailey says Chris really
Oh,
needs a
it's not
tractor.
using
2 wheels are a whole lot more fun. Oh,
You do got to be on your toes a little bit when the steering wheels are in the air.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I would be able to do it, but he wouldn't. So that,
No,
I don't know.
unfortunately, my
You
back
have-
will not let me be on
Yeah.
2 wheels.
His leg.
Brad Griffin. You better grab your pickle for this one, Daniels.
Oh, boy.
24 Rainbow Warriors for the Ford.
I told you, Jason, I said the number they're not going to want is 24. We're going to have a lot of black threes, but nobody's going to want the 24.
No.
You're not right. Not wrong.
Hey, Chris, your truck you have set up with handbrakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is no brake pedal whatsoever. It's just a handbrake.
Yep.
And it's one handbrake for all your, or is it? It's not left and right,
That's
is it?
one. No, it's
Just one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Well,
But it's left-handed hand.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
He's
Well,
left-handed.
the throttle's
so
on the
all
left.
left-handed hand throttles.
and
Oh.
And I'm right-handed. Yeah. That's fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
it's hard to have a sit-in driver when
So
I
I
guess
would
so.
have to be ambidextrous.
she did it.
Huh.
She's done it.
I
She's
did
be
it,
fine.
but yeah. Oh God.
I don't know who Tim is, but he fits right in.
we know Tim. We know Tim pretty well. He's from Ohio, and he'll be in Florida next
Tim's-
week with us. So,
Okay, cool.
Tim's cool.
oh, somebody went to the bathroom. Did we lose James?
We lost Jay.
Oh, James.
I was just getting ready to transition into marketplace, but I guess we'll wait a minute.
I'm back.
Okay.
You
All
drive
right. Well,
tractor forward.
let's go,
Well,
Brian. Take
Does
over.
anybody
Hold on.
have any other questions for Chris or Kimmy before we
Yeah.
move into
Who
James?
Don had a question. Oh, best number 40, whatever.
Whatever.
Tractor.
Chris, what are you gonna do in the off season to beat the yellow truck?
Thinking about how we're going
Top
to tech the yellow
secret.
truck, to make
Oh,
it
okay. What are you gonna be looking for in particular?
a new driver, hopefully.
Traction control. Traction control.
Hey, we're gonna
Dirty
we're gonna
word.
make some changes to Yellow Fever this winter.
Yeah.
We're gonna change the
oil.
oil.
Yeah.
Change the oil in the
And
spark
she's
plug.
ready to go. No, last year's spark plugs did just
Oh, that's
fine.
so good. Okay.
We couldn't keep up with those, so why should we waste money on new ones?
Yeah, no kidding.
Uh,
We haven't really changed too much. Cosmetic stuff is all. But
but if you didn't have to fight all those little gremlins here and there, you've made some damn good. You've won a good number in the last couple of years.
yeah, last year we had a really good season with you.
Yeah.
And that's what made me say, okay, well, we're gonna run for points next year. And man, ever since I said that, everything went downhill. But I'm not saying that again.
Out
So,
loud.
Yeah, Chris.
out
Say it
loud.
out loud.
That's
Just
not
be like
gonna
every other puller, Chris, and say, I'm going to make the first couple hooks, and I'll decide after that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But
there you go.
yeah, it just gremlins this year, and just I don't know.
There's some random shit happen. I mean,
Yeah. I had a rocker arm back off. I had the rear end hop and brake. I had the rear end just hop, and it's just the clutch. When I went to Illinois, we actually really ruined the clutch back there because I didn't have gears low enough for that Illinois track, and so I just set the stall way out. Well, it never really engaged, and then it just ended up warping everything. And so, but it took me a while to get parts, and then once I got parts right before GSI actually, so we were running on a scab together clutch all years. But we got
send Jason the bill for that one, or
no, it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It was just watching. All we had to go off of was videos. We watched videos. That's it. We never been there. So
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but it was still awesome that you guys did go and
Yeah,
represented well.
Such an awesome experience.
And-
I mean, hands down, just to be voted in to get there in
Yeah.
the first place was phenomenal. I mean, it was beyond words. Really,
Yeah.
the whole experience.
and the only one, representing Nevada, and then you guys flew out there. MLM does the support us too. I mean, it's
It
just
was awesome.
it was awesome. We had a great time. Don't
And
get
the
me wrong.
people we met, the friendships we built
Yeah.
while we were back there. I mean, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It really was.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, can't wait to go again. This time we'll be prepared.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, at this point of the show, we turn it over to James, and James a lot of times has cool places. Oh, sorry, we got our
No, you can talk over the graphic.
intro video.
Yeah.
James was at the SMU football stadium a couple weeks ago. He's been in different lecture halls. You got anything exciting for us tonight, James?
Unfortunately not. I'm joining you from the Massetti family home, and that's
That is
really
exciting for
fun.
me that you're home, though. By the way,
No, it's
glad
great to
you're
be home. It's
And I'd like to thank Trevor for joining the show last Monday night. He was looking at Christmas lights with his girlfriend.
Attaboy.
Thanks for finding the time, Trevor. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
you're
us.
welcome.
Is James in time out? Is that why he's in a different room? Or?
No, I'm trying to prevent the known cheaters.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Cheating Trev.
No, he's not cheating.
James is sitting in whatever room has the banquet beers close by. So I've noticed that he's in the mini
Mike,
fridge room.
Mike, how excited are you to participate? You don't have school tomorrow, Mike. Tell us honestly on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel, Mike?
So I was looking forward to it all day, and I might have even done some perusing of Facebook Marketplace, but I don't know that mid Missouri, buy sell trade, is going to come across. But in case it does, I might be prepared.
Missouri has a lot of good items, Mike.
Yes, it does.
A lot of good items.
James,
We're happy to have you tonight, Mike. This is
James,
exciting.
take it away. James, take it away.
Well, thank you all for joining me here on our 11th edition of Marketplace. Can you all see the screen? Or
Oh, cool.
Look at that.
Nice picture.
Do we still get T-shirts when we win?
69,000. That's my bid on the Baby Huey. 69,000. If it comes with the pickle.
Not enough. With the pickle or without?
Mike, I have a new change to the show. So
Okay.
we'll go over the old rules real quick. I'm going to show you a marketplace listing. Chris, I think you've seen the show before.
But excuse me, I want Kimmy to be Kimmy
Yeah.
and Chris are two separate guesses.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Kimmy's got to get a chair here, and she's playing with us too. So I'm going to show you guys a listing. You're going to guess the asking price.
Right.
It's Price is Right rules. The closest without going over gets the point. If you get the dead on correct answer, it's 3 points. Right there it says winner gets a GSI t-shirt, but actually now we are much more legitimate. If you could go to my camera, I can't see what you guys see, but we have custom shirts now that say Points Champion, Massetti and Friends. We haven't decided exactly what we're going to do for the wording on the back, but this is this says I would drive 4 hours to pick up a 4-wheel drive lawnmower with 38-inch tires. Hashtag live like Lonnie. We may
James, hold that back. James, hold that back.
Show it again, Jay.
Back up. They're late to the party.
Hold it up a little higher.
A little higher.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, we may do quotes from Lonnie. I don't know yet. We'll still have to figure that out. So I'm still not guaranteeing any T-shirts, but you might get a really cool T-shirt.
Okay.
And we have lots of different sizes. Still not guaranteeing that you'll get the right size, but we have lots of sizes.
You will get a size.
You will get a size.
Nice.
And without further ado, let's go into our first listing. It's this John Deere 7810. I believe it's called Wasted Money. They're selling this one without the motor. It's got that side panel is paint, not wrap. Comes with the weights. Only 7 hooks on those tires in the back. It is going to come with a new tranny blanket, and it has an RPM data logger. It's in Minnesota. It's a very cool tractor, and I'm sure Mike, Jason, Doug, you guys probably know more about it than I do.
I've seen it run. Yeah.
It looks like a good addition.
Is it a Super Farm or a 4.1?
It was a Light Pro, Mike.
Light Pro.
Okay, so 85.
It was brand new last year or to that guy, and I think he's building a component.
Okay.
Okay. Well, since Jason might know a little bit more about it, we'll start with Jason.
I'm gonna say 70 grand.
70. Keep in mind this is without the motor.
Yep.
And Trev, you're next.
Damn, that one threw me off.
I
I'll
get skipped or what?
go.
Doug, let Doug go. James.
I say 60,000.
60, Doug?
Yep.
Good guesses.
I'm gonna say 50,000.
50. Okay, Dad.
Did Jason say 70 or 75?
He said 70.
75,000.
75.
Ooh.
Okay, Uncle Kev.
Well, you know it's green. You know it's John Deere 7810.
What did they say already? 50 and 70?
50, 60, 70, 75.
50, 60, 70.
Doug, this is
Ooh.
the Massetti stall.
I know.
Okay, you've watched it?
No, I played with him a couple weeks ago.
He's a cheating prick.
Yeah, Doug gets it. 50,
I think he cleaned house on everybody.
He does. He's cheating.
57,000. $57,000 even.
57.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, let's go to Chris Daniels.
Did anybody say 65?
Nobody said 65.
65,000.
65. Kimmy, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 71.5.
71.5. Okay, I like it. And we'll go to Mike for the last guess here.
64 with 3 nines to the right. 64,999.
Nice.
Dollar under my bid.
Well, I believe that's everybody, correct?
Yeah.
I'm missing one. It is 59.5.
Wow.
Doug just $500 off. Unfortunate.
Wow.
But Uncle Kev, 57,000. He gets the point.
You went 60.
I believe who won last week?
Kevin.
Uncle Kev
No.
Did
I don't think did I win last week?
I thought
Did Steve win?
Oh yeah, Steve did because I asked him what size shirt he wanted.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
we're not
I
gonna
won like
give him
the
that,
8
so.
before that, though, I think. I
Yeah,
might have won.
Kev was on a hot streak. Well, he's in the lead right now.
Is that John Mayfield that's building the Pro Mod? Is that same John? Pro
Yeah,
Mod
that's
John?
him.
Yeah,
That's him.
Pro
Yeah.
Mod John.
Yeah, Pro Mod John.
Oh, John.
Something
Pro
about
Mod
going to
John.
California. I end up getting super drunk, and it's hard to remember everything. I don't know what it is out there.
You remembered that, Pro Mod John.
Oh, Doug. Doug should be all over this.
Oh,
Here is a 39 MT Freightliner. It's made into a
Hey,
crew cab.
doesn't Mincy have something like this?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
night guy.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
some very nice interior. It's got a 400 horsepower Cummins with a 6-speed Allison. It's got air suspension, air brakes, no rear body there. You can see just the frame rails, and drives great. It's coming to you out of Strong City, Kansas. It's a very nice restoration piece. That's all the information I really have for you. We're going to start this one off with Doug. Doug, what do you think about this Freightliner?
74.5.
74.5. Okay. Cheatin' Trev, Freightliner. What do you think?
What is that in that picture in the bottom middle? Is that the motor? Like, yeah, that is the motor behind the cab. Oh shit!
Well, I can do wheelies.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's a jumping jackrabbit.
I'm gonna say 80,000.
80,000. Dad?
42,000.
42. And Uncle Kev.
Oh God. What did we have so far? I need this thing.
42 on the low end, 80 on the high end. And 74.5.
Takes two freaking
42 to 80. This guy knows what he's got. That top one looks like he's got like a late model pickup door cabs. Like door panels, I mean, sorry.
Give me a number, jackass.
That's at least $100,000 truck.
$100,000.
Well,
Six
at least
digits.
100.
Oh, okay.
110.
110. Gotcha.
Yeah. Give me 110.
Chris, what do you think?
88,000.
88. And Kimmy?
Did anybody say 75?
No, but Doug said 74.5.
I'm going to go 75.
75. Gotcha. Mike, what do you think about this one?
Just write down the number 7 5 times in a row. 77,777.
I like
love
it.
Mike.
I love it.
Dude.
That's good.
Mike's the best.
All right. Jason, last guess here. Just kind of walk us through your answer.
Well, I like to really analyze things like Kevin. I
Yeah.
respect his opinion. And, it's a 39 Diamond T. You don't see those a lot. I'm going to say 47.5.
47.
Shit, that went too high.
Well,
Did I already
actually,
lock
Kev,
in?
125. Again, with the point.
I think Kevin needs to sit next to Brian and Trevor.
That's what I was
That
thinking.
point.
Maybe.
Hey, you should dock him 100,000 for taking so long.
That horse is back there texting him answers.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
my buddy.
He gets the point. We're only
Thank you.
15,000 off. Very close.
I was pretty close.
Yeah. Our next listing
By
here.
the way, I'm
is
not
this-
going to be able to buy that, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, it's pretty steep. This is a two-wheel drive truck. I'm not sure what the technical class is here.
This is they call this small. It's like mini trucks or something like that. This is a twin state truck. This is 45 minutes from my house.
Well, there you go. It's in Moberly, Missouri. It's got a 540 cubic inch big block Chevy. It's got all good parts. A ProFab trans. He has a dual carb and a single carb setup with a Dominator carb and Air Research heads. It's a pretty good looking truck. That's the only 3 photos provided. But yes, I guess it's a mini truck class. We'll start this one off with Cheatin' Trev. What do you think of this two-wheel drive truck?
I don't know.
This one's tough.
This is tough. I'm gonna go 38,000.
38,000.
Oh, that's a good guess, Trev.
Yeah,
Dad?
thanks.
27.5.
27.5. Uncle Kev, what do you think?
We had 38 and 27.5.
Yeah.
25,000.
25. Chris, I don't know if you have much experience with two-wheel drive trucks, but what do you think this one's listed for?
Well, if you had bigger tires in the back, it'd be worth more, but
Mm-hmm.
32,000.
32. And Kimmy?
I'm gonna go 28.
28. Okay. Mike, this is practically in your backyard.
I
expect a good guess here.
saw this truck for sale, but I was still at school, so I had split focus. This was during like third hour, 8th grade English, and I'm being 100% serious. And
You didn't see this in your research today?
You
No,
just
not today,
admitted
but
to cheating.
I am like 99% certain that it's under $20,000. I think it's like 17,000 if I remember right. What this guy's asking for it, but I don't remember. But it's I
You'll
think
lock
it's under
in
20,000.
17?
Let's
For
go
a 540 BBC. Shit.
All right, let's go, Jason. You just got the insight from Mike. What do you think?
But I don't remember.
25001.
25001.
Wait
Got
a
it.
minute. Wait a minute. That son of a bitch.
That gives Chad a pretty
He's been
limited
over me.
range there.
What did Mike
Wait.
We're gonna go to Doug for the last answer here.
Mike,
What was
Mike 17.
Mike 17, yes.
Mike's probably going to get it.
16,995.
No, that's not. That's
Doug.
not. No.
That's the wrong guess.
You want to lock that in, or do you want to read?
You got a
redo that one?
$5. You got a $5 gap you can play with. That's not good.
I'm gonna lock that in.
Lock that in. Gotcha.
See, I don't understand this game. I thought you wanted to go underneath. You want to go over it?
You want to go over?
No, you want to go.
Probably under.
It is the
chances
closest
of it being
guess
within that
without going
$5
over.
range are pretty low.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Doug kind of just limited himself
Doug,
there.
I
If
love
it's-
Doug though.
If it's 16,995 through
Through 99.
16,999, he's got
Yep.
it.
He might have.
So when I bet $1 lower than someone earlier, that was a bad bet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll go
Okay.
Should have bet
$1.
$1 over.
Kind of what
Or
Doug
like
did, but
I
Doug,
thought I was
I
being
hope you get it, Doug.
Yeah.
No, it would be like what Jason did. Jason
Your
did it
delivery,
the
Mike,
right
though,
way.
was worth it. The way you
Yeah,
delivered
it
that.
was.
No, you had me convinced that it was a good
And
guess.
I'm pulling for
that.
Doug now. I want Doug to win this.
Yeah.
I also
well-
convinced everyone that an Amish buggy was worth like 10 grand and they sold it for 300. So watch this truck be listed at like 112 or something because I don't remember.
It is true. Unfortunately for Doug, it is 26,000.
What did I say?
You son of a bitch, Jason.
Jason's fly move there takes the point from Uncle Kev. Jason with 1
Dang it, I
point
was
now.
close.
Wow.
Just 1 point
I almost
behind
had
Kev.
that.
Atta boy, Jason.
Let me
Before
go
we
after
move on,
Jason next
I
time.
want
I'd like to thank my
uh,
mom and dad. I'd like to thank my
yeah.
mom and dad for getting busy in the around prom of my mom's senior year. 75. It was a good year. I was born November. Do the math.
Go Mike.
Well,
So right now we got Kevin with 2 and Jason Schultz with 1. Right?
yes, that is correct.
What
Before we
month
move
were
any
you born?
further, what's
November
that?
9th. GSI.
Oh.
My birthday.
So you were made in the same year. Yeah, like Lonnie says.
Yeah.
You were made.
You were made the same year, yeah.
That's right.
Before we go any further, I want to just do
Oh,
a
look at this.
quick promotion of Trevor's senior project and give you guys a little update on where he's at. So as you can see here, this is the newest Terminator sled. It may not look like a whole lot yet, but it's coming along nicely. He's got the 2 differentials welded in there. He's I believe he's working on the wheels for the box, correct, Trev, today?
Yeah, that's what I was working on today.
Getting it all lined out. This is a little bit more recent down here. You could see that's kind of the beginning of the box that's going to hold the cage, I guess, that's going to hold the motor. It's a pretty sweet garden tractor sled.
Heck yeah.
It's one of the only ones you'll see with 2 axles back there.
Hey, James, how much for the John Deere race car on row 2 back there?
Oh, shit. Dad, how much are we listing that for?
We're
Brian,
gonna play a
what's-
new game. You
Brian,
name
what-
your price. Name
We
your
actually we
price.
should play a game. What could we buy out of Massetti's shop? There's like 8 garden tractors in
Oh
there.
my gosh, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
how many sets of 30.5s?
Go ahead,
Couple.
Theo.
Yeah.
Couple.
I bet.
Hey, we should do that. We should walk around the shop and you all just tell me what you're willing to pay for shit, and I'll ship it.
Just say yes
Yeah,
or
if
no.
it's just if it's just a game, Brian, I'll tell you what you want to hear.
No, it's for real.
So yes, this is Trevor's senior project. It's he's building a garden tractor sled. It's a pretty cool project. He's looking for some help, especially with metal procurement and financial support. If you are inclined to help out, please contact him with this information over here. Is his phone number and his email. It's a great project, and if you have any questions or want to book a show a little early, maybe talk to Trev. And yeah, without further ado, let's go to our next listing. This one's pretty cool. It's a little bit of a conversion. Okay. So this is
Betty Crocker.
Yeah,
This
that's the
work
Lamborghini
vehicle-
Wagon or whatever he says it is.
this work vehicle originally started life as a Astro cargo van in 2002, but has been changed up a little bit to be a little bit more practical. As you can see, it now has a truck bed.
Hey,
that
James.
was, yes.
James, can we switch this to how many times did I get high before I thought of this?
Over 14 for sure.
Arkansas, so it's proven fact.
Yes, it
Very-
is in Arkansas. It's really, I mean, I'm not going to say they did a good job, but they did the job. You'll notice also
you know,
they took the time to put in a hood scoop.
It's facing the wrong way.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically, but
that's an interior. Look at that.
I like
yes.
Parade Alley
Yeah,
thing.
right.
Not
Chris,
bowling
when I was
green.
looking at this, post. I was swiping through. I was probably in, I don't know, English class or something. Swiping through, and I see this interior shot. This sweet red interior. I had to double check for a second that I wasn't looking at a Ferrari listing.
A Ferrari, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a luxury vehicle, really.
Yeah. I
You
was
can
hoping
see a
that
little
was
bit of the
tall
inside
can of
there.
Bud
You know that this guy binge watched the Fast and Furious saga on USA TV, slammed a Monster Energy drink, and went and did this with his buddies.
That's probably 100% accurate.
Bro.
Um,
That guy needs to be called.
you can see the inside here too. You can't even tell that it was converted. Looks factory.
Yeah, that's pre-Colorado. He's right.
It's got a handicap plate, as you can see.
The only thing missing is the Corvette lights.
I'll
in this
I'll
bumper.
tell you, speaking
Yes.
from experience, having 2 of these fine vehicles in my former days, don't slam on the brakes because you'll blow the power steering pump.
Oh, shoot.
I did it to 2 of them.
You'll also notice, I believe this is a custom rear bumper, and
That's
this is a
different than the
picture
other
that they
pickup.
took. There's
a lot of smoke.
There's a concerning amount of white smoke for
Why
a
did
picture.
they take the picture during the smoke?
I don't know. No idea.
Wait, that
but-
could also not be from the truck. Maybe that was from them.
Oh
yeah.
Me too.
We do have a bid,
down there smoking it up.
a bid for Baby Huey's new hauler. I just want to make sure everybody sees the screen.
That's red. That's only code 3.
Negative.
It comes with a toolbox there. You can see it. It clearly works.
Does it come with
well.
that cherry picker?
I can't give you the information there, but I hope so.
Why is the bumper different on that
I was
picture
gonna
though?
say,
That's
wait,
got
there's
me
2 different
concerned.
pictures.
Well, I think this is before they color matched it.
Because it doesn't even have
When
the
they
doors
moved-
in that
Old
picture.
man. Come
Yeah,
on.
no, that was
And
a,
they did the license plate move conversion. Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's
Well,
right.
yeah, that's because it's in that one picture. It was still a van. Now it's a truck.
That make a
Oh,
great
yeah, dude.
repo van, like a repo man. You come
Yeah,
in.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, the
grand.
repo van.
So, anyways, yeah, it's all-wheel drive. It's got a clean
What?
title, believe it or not, and
kidding
it's
me.
daily driven. That is
course.
interesting. You can tell the owner really has the financial backing because he put new tires on the front.
He probably put both
It's
front
front
ones.
wheel drive, I think.
Yeah, Brett did both
all
front
front.
ones. He also has a spare front and bench seat from a 1994 GMC. It looks like.
No need for the bench.
No, and he's welcome to trades. When I tell you I looked for a long time to find this guy's phone number, I did.
I bet you did, dude.
I've found all like those those websites that have like way too much information on everybody. I looked through all of those, but I was not going to pay the 30 cents or whatever to find out his phone number. So unfortunately,
Next
I don't.
time,
But
we'll pay the 30, dude.
yeah, well, I didn't. I was worried they were going to take my information if I did that.
For sure, they 100% we're going to do that. Good
yeah.
choice.
So, anyways, we'll start this one off with Mr. MLM, Brian Massetti. What do you think about this sweet work vehicle hauler?
I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Right.
Can you imagine how good the lawnmower would look back there?
Yes, that's kind of where my head is going right now.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas is on the way from Wisconsin to Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not too far out of the way. Correct.
It will be on the way. I
Even if
am
it said
going
California.
to. I'm going to say this is a solid $11,000 vehicle.
11,000.
What?
Yeah.
11,000?
Yeah. Where's the
I
gold?
think he went way high.
Yeah, he did.
I think he is way high. That was too much. Jesus.
Uncle Kev, what do you
But
think?
Well, it's got the Ferrari interior. It's got the
Price, Kevin.
$1,200.
Wow.
1,200. Chris,
Because
what
I
do you
think
think?
12,000 is too much.
3,800.
3,800. And Kimmy, do you see this in the Baby Huey team future or not?
No.
No?
It's got
Oh,
the
that's
C
weird.
word on it. No, that's no.
And it's got red in it. It's just a no-go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the red. Okay, I understand.
No red.
That's the
no-go.
only thing going against it, huh, Kimmy, is the red interior.
Well, you know,
The C word
I
too.
mean-
We don't do that around here either. So.
Whoa, what?
Buy it just for the cherry picker in the back, but you know,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
For towing Mopars.
I'm gonna say, what'd you say?
38.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, keep in mind if you were to break down on the side of the road, provided that the cherry picker is included, it would be pretty easy to pull them
You
up.
said
the
you said it's got
small
handicap
might have
plates.
possibility.
What's that, Mike?
You said it's got handicap plates.
Yeah.
You don't think there's like some sort of redneck affiliation between like the cherry picker and some poor like wheelchair bound like individual?
There
like-
could be.
like,
That would make it interesting.
I'm just wondering here.
I was kind of thinking too, like handicap plates, you'd normally want to convert like a truck to a van, not the other way around.
Right. Yeah. That's
But
kind of what I'm thinking.
hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
Mama's riding in the back, I guess.
And you never know what the cherry picker is actually picking up. Okay.
Yeah. No, we never know. Sorry to interrupt you there, Kimmy. What do you think?
I'm gonna say 28.
Sorry, say it one more time for me.
28.
2,800. Right.
2,800. That's a pretty good guess.
Mike?
We're gonna party like the list price is $19.99.
1999. I like it. Jason?
$3,000.
$3,000. Doug, what do you think?
2250.
2250. Trev, you're gonna close it out here.
Give me the spread. What are we looking at?
On the low end, we're at 1,200. That's Uncle Kev.
Yeah.
The high end is 11 grand.
That's a lot of money.
Your father.
Our
That'd be
median
your
is
stoned father.
our median, I believe, is 2,800.
You don't think those back doors slide open anymore, huh?
Oh no! If they do,
I'm gonna just say no.
Yeah,
I went too
but
low.
I'm not.
Pretty sweet of it. Yeah.
I was gonna say that would.
I don't see any reason why they wouldn't.
Well, unless it's all
Back
welded.
window with it.
The
Yeah.
important part's still there. The track.
Yeah, I see that. I gotta
Do it,
go
Trev.
3,700.
3,700. Gotcha. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe this. Honestly, it's $1,200.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, dead on.
Kevin,
That's-
Put it on me.
You
Uh,
cheated! No way! No way!
Cheating
Put
Kev.
the camera on the winner.
I mean, we're gonna have to replay the footage and see if there's anything suspicious. But I don't believe he's cheating.
I think
I
that
think he's
horse,
just
that horse
out of town.
Let's do an instant replay. It is.
The horse
There's no.
told you.
Show me on the camera. Show me on the camera.
That horse told you. I don't know how, but that horse told you.
Show me on the camera.
Well, regardless, Uncle Kev with 3 points from that listing brings him to a total of 5 points. Second place is Jason with only 1 point.
Good luck, boys. Good luck catching
technically
up to
possible to overtake Kev here, but it's going to be tough. This here
Give him
is
an
a
easy one.
1983 Coupe de Ville. Got a 468 big block Chevy with a turbo 400 behind it and a 3/4 ton transfer case. It doesn't say what chassis it's on, but it is on a GMC 4-wheel drive chassis. It's got some big meaty tires on there. The lady listing this says that this is one of 2 made by her father, and they're the only 2 to exist. It has some pretty substantial rust on the hood and the right fender. But other than that, it's cherry. You can't tell.
Cherry.
And please keep rude comments to yourself. This is coming to you from
We always
Lafayette,
do.
Louisiana.
We never say anything rude.
Yes.
Was it in Hurricane Katrina?
If it was on top of it for sure.
Maybe that was where the rust came from. I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be a pretty serious hurricane there. We are going to start this one off with Kev, I believe.
Yeah, this one, I don't even care what it costs. I gotta have it.
Yeah. It's a good looking conversion. Most of them look a little janky, but this one looks pretty good.
No, and he said rust on the hood. There's no rust on the hood.
Clever stitch on the front, the Budweiser thing.
That thing's I don't know what it's cost, but I'm gonna say $25,000.
$25,000.
Well, he's got a Cadillac and a truck put together. Should be
Yeah.
60. I'm gonna say 25.
25. Gotcha. Chris, this is a 4-wheel drive for you. What do you think?
16.5.
16.5. Gotcha. And
That'd be
Kimmy?
a good guess.
I'm gonna go. What did Kevin say?
He said 25.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll say 22.
22. Gotcha.
Kimmy, we look cool riding around in that thing.
I think anyone would.
Hold my
honestly.
beer.
We're pulling tonight.
The thing would look pretty cool hooked to a sled, I gotta say.
Pretty cool. It'd be freaking rad.
You're right. Mike, what do you think?
$12,345.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's the most common listing you see for things on Marketplace.
Okay, 1, 2,
that's
3,
true.
4, 5, you said?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to Jason.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Ah, he pulled it again. What a jerk.
That's the wrong way.
99.99.
99.99.
Under 10,000, huh?
Trev, hit me.
I gotta go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
You guys are locked into that 12,000.
Okay.
340 something.
Dad, walk us through your answer here. I didn't notice it before. It is missing a headlight there.
I noticed it's got a bit of a black eye, but the Budweiser license plate and that clevis on the front makes up for the bum headlight.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of thinking, like, what is that clevis? It must just be solid there, because you'd think it'd be
ready for Louisville
hanging down. But anyways,
Yeah, I really like the Nerf bar sidestep to get in.
yeah,
The panel up front to cover the body lift, that's cherry.
yeah.
I don't know.
Junior.
There's only 2 of these in the world
You got to factor that in.
that this person knows of.
Well, but think of it's not one of a kind then, technically.
The value just got cut in half.
Yeah.
$12,500.
12.5. Gotcha. Well, this one actually 28,000. And you're not going to believe this. Maybe you will. Uncle Kev, once again, with a guess of $25,000, gets the point. Kimmy was pretty close, just 3,000 behind. The rest of you, not very close.
I fucking nailed it, dude.
Uncle Kev, once again, did nail it. And he has now secured the win for this episode.
Well, do it again.
You better order it.
Do it again.
Kevin. Better order it.
It is
I'm doing it.
6 points. And Jason, the only other player with a point right now, has 1 point.
And I bid $1 over him. I think that's the new. I think that's the new
I
play.
think you just shoot one over Kevin. You'll do pretty well. And
Remember,
this
you guys
is going to
remember
be-
when nobody could stop Shaquille O'Neal? They just hack a Shaq. We're gonna $1 Kevin him.
Yes. Well, this is your last listing. It is a International 3800 party bus.
Yep.
It's,
I'm gonna get this one too.
It's got a 7.3 diesel engine in it. It's got 10 6-inch speakers and 2 12-inch subs with 3 amps. It's got tons of LED lights as shown there, and a very nice
stripper pole.
It's a rail to hold on to.
Support beam for the roof.
Yeah, it's supporting the roof. Yeah,
I'd hang on to that if we were riding.
it's got all new pads and rotors all the way around, new brake lines, new batteries, new steer tires. It's ready to go. It gets regular miles put on it, and it runs great, drives great. He would not hesitate to take this cross country. That's
The
that's
burning
a tall task.
right there.
It is right out of Wisconsin. Jason, how far away is Merrill,
Whoa,
Wisconsin?
Jason.
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay, doable. You'll notice also it's got that nice silver paint with party train on the side and the front there. It's a good looking bus. Looks like it's seen some good times, I imagine. You can see too. There's curtains back there, make it a little more private.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna start this one off with Chris Daniels. It's got blue lights, Chris. It might be something to consider.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we don't have room for that kind of stuff.
The new Daniel Shaggin' Wagon.
The Duck Shack. She said no. Sorry, guys.
We could take a lot of people to Compton in that. I'm just going to throw that out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sousa. We need Sousa.
Here, cracker.
I'm going to say 32,000.
32,000. Gotcha. Kimmy?
I'm gonna go. Damn. I'll go 30.
30. Gotcha.
Tony's driving. Fantastic.
Rolling down the street, smoking.
Now, Mike, you work in a school.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is a 25-year-old school bus, and we just sold ours. The neighbor actually bought it, and they forgot to take my key back. So that needs to be explored some night before everything's said and done. But like, we were just taking sealed bids. Like, these things, I don't think they're inherently just a blue book value worth a whole lot. So the 30,000 is really messing with me. So I'll go with 19, and I still feel like that's high.
Okay. Did you factor in the hardwood floors though, and the LED lights?
Well, the LED lights are kind of a black lighting inside this thing is the last thing I want to do. So that's not a plus for me.
Okay. No, that's reasonable. We'll go to Jason next.
I gotta be 10-5.
10-5. And Doug?
It might be
78.50.
78.50. Gotcha. Trev?
3201.
3201. Dad?
13,000.
13. Trev, that was 32,001, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Uncle Kev, last guess of the night. You're in the lead here. Can't really throw it away, but
I was gonna say 3201 because I thought Trevor was not gonna bid 32,000. I'm gonna say $1.
$1. Okay. So our low end is $1. Our high end is 32,001. But actually, it was 78.
No way.
Wow.
So I think Doug is gonna have a new nickname here.
Wait.
Look at this. Look how red his face is.
Did Doug just win this?
Doug got
Doug was right on the money.
the perfect 78.50.
I wonder who was texting him, Jason Schultz.
Yeah, who texted him? Look at him laugh.
What the hell happened there?
You know it.
Cheating Doug. Shit. Welcome to the game, buddy.
Doug is the new nickname.
We got a new cheater on the block.
Yeah. However, the show is not quite over yet. I am happy to report that earlier today, I dug through the Merrill, Wisconsin City archives and found a little application that a certain Cody Hoffman did for to turn his home into a place where he could operate some used car sale and just general mechanic operations. So he put in a request, and he has to put a phone number on the request, and it is a public record. So, Jason, if you would like to call him, I have a phone number right here. Your fellow Wisconsin.
For the
man.
party.
For the party bus?
Oh, this will
For the
be
party
easy.
bus, yes.
What's his number?
It's 715-250-3508.
Am I supposed to know his name?
See, if he asks how you got it, you got to make up something. Maybe just say it was on Facebook. His name's Cody Hoffman.
Well, it's public record. No problem.
Almost 11 o'clock a day.
I have his address too if we need it.
Do you have his social security?
Not yet.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, my name is Brian Massetti from California, and looking for some information on the bus on Facebook Marketplace. You said it's willing to travel across the country, and we'd like to test it out. So give me a ring. Thanks, bro.
The bro at the end is how you know you're from California.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, bro.
Your dick, Schultz.
Oh, he's calling.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait.
Cody.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Call. I just got your voicemail here.
So every Monday night, some college buddies and I, we get drunk and we get on a Zoom call and we do Facebook Marketplace, and we love your bus. Tell us more, Cody. Tell us more.
What would I guess you'd like to know about it?
Well, guys, what do you want to know about the bus?
Everything.
How did you get it, or did he build it?
How did you get it? Did you buy it or did you build it?
So I actually bought it as an empty bus, and I did the seats in it. I did the stereo, the lighting, and that's really about it as far as the inside. I did put new brakes and brake lines on it this past summer. I literally put new pads and rotors on the front probably 2 weeks ago. I put probably 23,000 miles on the bus. So, I mean, I put some decent amount of miles on it. It is going to probably need drive tires eventually within the next probably 10,000 miles or so. It does have brand new steer tires, brand new shocks in the front. Basically, I know the bus sat for quite a while before I got it. I've had it 3 years now, and it sat for a while. So, I mean, I kind of went through it, just making sure it was going to be reliable. We took it to Tennessee last summer. The summer before that, we took it to Lake Ozarks. It's actually been a great bus for what it is. It only does 67 miles an hour, so it's not no speed demon, but I mean, it gets you there. I put new drive tires on. I was gonna put new bigger drive tires, a couple sizes bigger. It would probably give you another 4 miles an hour. You could probably get out of it with some bigger drive tires. I just haven't, obviously, because the tires had tread left on them, so I wasn't gonna take them off for no reason. Underneath the bus, where they typically rot is pretty decent. There is some a little bit of rust here and there. I mean, it is a 20-year-old plus year-old bus. I mean, it's been in Wisconsin and in Indiana. I bought it from Indiana, is where I bought it from. But it does have it's basically a 7.3 Power Stroke motor out of like a pickup. Basically what it is considered a T44E, which is a commercial version of it. But it's very similar. I mean, all the parts you can buy for it that you really ever need is the same. You can get it at an all parts store. It's the same as a pickup. Fuel filter, oil filter, anything of that nature. But yeah, I mean, it drives great. I mean, there's no check engine light. There's no nothing. It will probably have over 100,000 miles on it here in the next week or so. We are still using it. I have a party bus company.
You have a party bus company. Okay.
So this was our oldest one in the fleet. This was my very first one I actually bought. This is kind of how I started out, was this one. And we went to a little bit different route. We actually bought transit buses. So they're the flat nose, a little bit bigger. The engine's in the rear. Just a little bit different. We're looking kind of go in a different direction. And this is kind of the last. It does still get used. I mean, I rent it out more to people that I know now than anything. And actually, it'll be in Eau Claire for New Year's, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So that's about 2 hours one way for me. But that's where it'll be. But it will probably have over 100,000 miles on it after this weekend. Because I mean, like I said, it is still being used. DOT standpoint wise, it is up to date on DOT inspection. Which if you're using it for private use, that's not going to matter to you. But if you are using it for commercial, obviously it saves you a couple $100. And I haven't have it done right away. It does. If you are using it as personal, the one kind of loophole you can register as an RV because it's classified, can be classified as one, being it's not yellow and none of the wigwams work anymore, and the bus seats were removed. So it can be registered as an RV, which is a lot cheaper insurance if it's non-commercial. Right now it is registered as a truck. It's registered at 18.5. Does not require a CDL how it's registered. Commercially, if you're hauling anything more than it's 10 passengers, you're required to have a chauffeur's license, which is a written test you take. But if you're using it for personal use, you can get away with all that. That's just something more an insurance company requires. But there's nothing that doesn't work on. Cruise works, AC works, the heat works. The AC is only for the front driver. It does kind of keep the bus decently cool. It's not a big AC unit. It's not designed to AC the whole bus. It's designed for the driver. We use it all summer. It's not bad. You crack the windows driving down the road. It's not bad. I mean, we do use it for weddings. I actually still use it. This is the only bus I have used for weddings. I haven't used my other ones yet. for any weddings yet because they're a little more expensive, and this is a little cheaper. I can charge less for an hour per hour, and they normally don't have 40 people, going in it. But I think if there's anything else I mentioned, it just got an oil change. We go 8,000 miles on an oil change with a full synthetic. I did change rear end fluid in it this spring, or this last spring, I should say. And I did change the tranny fluid. I do have a spare trans to go with it. If that's something that interests you, you can. It goes along with it. It's the same tranny, that transmission that's in it. I just kind of had it from another bus that we tore apart and we took parts out of. So,
what's the seating
stereo?
capacity?
There is 10 6-inch speakers along with 2 12-inch subs. I mean, it's a pretty darn good sound system. It's loud. I mean, it pounds. All of our buses have nice systems in them. I mean, that's all pretty new. I would say some of it's been, we update. What I kind of do is our nicer buses, I'll take as we update things in them, I kind of trickle the stuff down to the other buses. So this has kind of gotten, the stuff I took out of our other buses. But still a great sound system. Has a nice head unit up front. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting here.
How many people does it seat, Cody?
Comfortably, I would say 26. Just an average
I
size
don't have that
people.
many friends, Cody. That's what sucks.
We do. I normally I don't really care. Legally, as a legal standpoint, you can haul us up to 35. We have put 35 in there, and people sit on coolers or whatever. I've never been opposed to it. It's not illegal, but you can fit them. I mean, if you really wanted to. But
has it ever been to a tractor pull, Cody?
Like
did anybody rent it to go to Toma or anything like that? Any big pulls?
No. Mainly what we do, I do in the summer, I do quite a bit of weddings. I do a lot of golf outings. And then I actually do a lot in Eau Claire and lacrosse for college kids. I mean, this is just a good example. Like that bus, I specifically take that one because it kind of, the other ones are a little fancier and the inside a little bit nicer. These kids are messy, they spill, the bus is just filthy at the end. There's garbage everywhere. But I mean, I charge $1,200 for 5 hours.
Okay.
And they pay it. And I mean, any hour after that's $150 an hour. It's our 5 hour minimum.
Cheaper than a DUI.
Say that again?
It's cheaper than a DUI.
Yep, and it's cheaper than anything around over in that area. And they actually are excited. I still use this bus, and once this bus leaves, I probably will use one of my other ones because they will put more people on it. There's a lot of kids. There's big groups of people over that way, and even across, college towns, they'll fit 40 people, and they have 40 people to invite. They split it all up, evenly. You can go potty, you're fine. So, yeah, I mean, it hasn't done any extra track pulls. I've been to a few rodeos. I don't know if this is it. You probably get it off, but the ceiling of the bus is covered in signatures. It's the only one that allowed them to do that. Everybody that's ever been on that bus has signed that ceiling of the bus.
Oh, cool.
What's the pole covered with?
If somebody buys it, they can take that off or do whatever, paint over it. But every person that's ever been on that bus since I've owned it has signed that bus.
Is there a stripper pole in it, Cody?
There is a strip pole in the center.
Nice.
And then the back is just open. I was going to put seats all the way around in the back, but I did not, just because of the fact we do a lot of golf outings. We'll have 20 bags back there, golf bags. So it's kind of nice to have a spot for the coolers and golf, the golf bags and stuff. When we took it to Lake Ozarks, so kind of how I got into this was I bought it for myself, for me and my friends, the same thing. We wanted to take a trip to Lake Ozarks with my boat. So we pulled the boat down all the way from, to Missouri with my truck, or with the bus, no problem. I mean, my boat 16 people. So we had 16 of us in the bus that we took down. I mean, it did great. I mean, it does have a nice receiver on it. You can, with the light, there's a hookup for lights. I mean, like I said, I have a 24-foot wake boat, and I pulled it all the way, that way, no problem, But
guys, any other questions for Cody?
I want to know some stories. What's happened in the bus?
Yeah, what's the best thing that's ever happened in the bus, Cody?
The coolest.
I honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't actually drive that bus a whole lot. I would say probably the craziest thing we've ever, we took it to the Dells. The first trip we ever took was with the Dells. And there were some girls from the club down in the Dells that were naked on the bus. That was us personally. I don't normally drive this bus, when it goes out for bookings. I don't need to anymore. I don't like driving 2 hours to Eau Claire and 2 hours back at 4:00 in the morning.
Right.
But we've had a lot of fun in it. Me and my buddies have. I mean, that was the whole reason I bought it in the first place, and it kind of took off. I mean, and I do know, depending on your location, I was, if you're looking to use it for commercial, I was willing to let some bookings go with someone to help them get started. I mean, we're booked solid. I think we're maybe 5-6 openings right now in the next 6 months.
Wow.
That people could. I mean, we're booked, and I mean, this has all been in 3 years. I mean, it has just taken off. But there's not a lot of buses in this area that are big. Most of them are just short little buses. That seat 15 people max. But
how many buses?
Yeah, we've had a lot. Me and my
right
buddies have had a lot of fun with it. I mean, it was a blast. I mean, we still take this bus and we go do stuff. We don't use the other ones. The other ones are kind of, like I said, they're nice. And I mean, party buses get trashed. That's just how it is.
Yeah. How many buses in your fleet there, Cody?
I have including this one, I have 5 right now.
Nice.
So this one, actually, what I'm going to replace this one with is when this one sells, I'm going to go buy one of the shuttle buses, like an airport bus, the short buses. And we're going to deck it out and set up more like a limo.
Okay.
So
what about like a national park bus?
I do have some people that would pay a little, would like to pay a little less because there's 10 of people instead of 25 people that can fit. Either that or I will buy a limo. We kind of do have a demand for it, that little bit cheaper price point. I mean, like this one's our cheapest bus. The other buses are, if I go to Eau Claire, you're talking $1,500 for 5 hours. But I mean, you're talking. Those buses can fit 35, 40 people easily, comfortably. You have a spot for everyone, a seat. So, I mean, it does take off. And if there's nobody in town, word travels fast with them, because especially you're on social places with them. You take them to bars, you take them, where everybody's social. That's where they go. They go to social events. So, people talk and word gets out very fast. But I did notice the more we drive it, honestly, the better it's gotten. Right in the beginning, we did have some issues with it. But I mean, like I said, I put probably 25,000 miles on it now. Wow. I bought it with 70,000, just over 70, and it has, I think, almost 100 on it now. I haven't been in it. It's sitting at the yard right now. I don't know what's on it exactly at the moment, but it's pretty darn close to be 100,000. I mean, so we put some miles on it. I did put new batteries in it just a couple weeks ago, right before winter. Those batteries are the batteries I got with it in it. They're 6 years old, so I just put new ones in, so we were good to go for winter. Cold wise, it starts pretty decent. When it gets 0, you got to plug it in. It starts a little harder. But if you don't plug it in, when it's 0 degrees, it takes forever to warm up, blow heat. You'll sit there and run for a half hour, 45 minutes before it starts to blow heat. Because it takes a lot to heat up all the heaters in the bus. So I tend to plug it in. Like right now, it's plugged in at the shop. I mean, even though it's not cold, it's getting used tomorrow. So it'll be nice. 10 minutes of it running, it'll be hot in there. It'll be 75 degrees. Heat wise, you never lack heat. You end up shutting heaters out. There's 4 heaters in that bus. There's 2 in the back and 2 in the front. The driver has a separate one, and all 4 are controlled individually. So I mean, there is plenty of heat in the place, even when it's negative 10 degrees out. You're never cold. We'll put it that way. Trying to think. The lighting is just RGB LED light strips. It has a LED controller. There's nothing fancy there. I didn't go too crazy with this bus. I kind of just did this bus up just for us. I haven't changed anything since I, put everything together for us. It was just for us. That's all it was for, so I didn't go crazy. Eventually, like I said, it will need drive tires, and I would say it's probably the only thing in the near future I would say it's going to need. They're not weather checked, obviously, or nothing, because it's being used, but they are getting low on tread. After the winter, I was going to replace them. After the winter.
What's the bottom dollar? Let's get to the brass tacks.
Yeah, it is a 150-gallon fuel tank. The bus averages about 12 miles. I would say 12 to 13 miles to the gallon driving down the highway. If you're going 60, you get another almost 3 miles to the gallon. You'll see 15. So it's not terrible on fuel.
Right.
So it's not bad at all, actually. I put that tank in. It originally had only a 30-gallon tank. I put that 150-gallon in, so you can actually, we can go to Eau Claire and back and still have half a tank. So it's nice for not having to stop. Otherwise, at the other one, I would have to stop on the way to fill up on the way when I got to Eau Claire, fill up on the, before I left there, and barely make it home. So it just is kind of nice having all that fuel. And just
Yeah.
just as nice, in my opinion.
Jason, what's the bottom
I
dollar
think-
here? What are we talking?
Cool.
Go ahead.
Well, thanks for taking our call. We're going to talk it over, and there's seven of us, excuse me. But we like to do things like this together. So we got your number. We might be in touch.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks,
I look forward
Cody. Yep, bye.
to it. Thank you.
I wasn't going to ask him any more questions. That took forever.
There's 9 of us here, Jason.
Oh my god.
Whatever. I just wanted to get him off the phone.
That son of a bitch could talk.
Does anybody else need a snack?
Oh no, kid!
I'll take a
Get
snack.
out my ears.
Dude, that was
Golly.
That was a good one, Jay. Good job,
That
buddy.
Good
was like-
find there, James.
Yeah.
Definitely gave her some information.
And what about the guy that a couple weeks? Who was the guy? Was it the 500 thing?
Oh yeah, the
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 wagon,
black guy.
the lifted wagon.
Well, when they did the when they did
oh, it was
the
lifted limo, right?
yeah, but when I saw
Oh
that
yeah,
big,
there was a limo.
when you had the big '83 Cadillac on the truck frame, that reminded me of that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very similar.
yeah, real friendly fella. I'm surprised how friendly people are at almost 11 o'clock at night back there.
Yeah.
Well, he
You didn't
owns
even have to
he owns a
talk at
party
all.
bus service, Brian.
That's true. True that, Jason. I didn't
Here's
think
the application for conditional use permit.
Yeah. Yeah. Conditional use. Can't read it.
Yeah. Oh well. But,
I think this fella can drink because Kevin cheats like he drinks.
Yeah.
Well, now we don't know that for a fact. But how did who is that guy?
Come to
Parade.
Bowling Green, you can meet him.
Bowling Green parade.
Come to
guy.
Bowling
He
Green?
sounds fun.
Yep.
You can
Hey,
sign
can we
Williams
do-
camper.
Can we do a live Massetti and Friends broadcast from Bowling Green?
We can do whatever.
Guarantee
you
we
want.
could do that from that guy's place.
Yeah, sure.
From the party bus.
Well,
Yeah,
cool.
we gotta.
You guys could build a float and be in the parade.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, guys, it's almost 11 o'clock here at home, and I do have to work tomorrow. So, I want to wrap her up. Brian,
Tomorrow's New Year's Eve, man. Take it off.
yeah, mortgage never stops. I got to save up some money to buy me a bus.
Yeah. We all.
No, but honestly, the insurance is the thing that always scares me with stuff. Because I had a shuttle bus at one time in my life. So it was not.
I have
commercial.
a bus, but it was a dumb idea.
Well,
I was gonna do what that guy did,
yeah,
but I didn't do it.
cool.
Still got the stupid bus. But anyways, thank you all for joining us. Chris, Kimmy, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being our friends.
Thank you.
And,
It's our pleasure.
Always.
Yeah.
Michael,
I love you
appreciate
guys.
you staying with us tonight, hanging
Yeah,
out.
thanks, Brian.
And
I don't
Doug,
have to work tomorrow, man. This has been great.
that's right. Doug, it's always great to see you.
I'll
Jason,
probably-
thank
I
you
get
for all you
some-
do.
Not a very long commute now, so I'll probably be around a little.
And he walks
All
out of
right.
his house into the shop. To the
That's
office.
awesome.
Hey.
That's a beautiful setup you got.
Yeah.
That's right. That's pretty cool. So
Rent's
Happy New
due,
Year.
rent's due in a day. Rent's due in a day.
Well,
I'm gonna write him a check, but he can't cash it till the middle of the month.
cool. Well,
Rubber
thank you
check.
everybody for watching. Happy New Year. Everybody stay safe. Don't drink and drive. We'll see you all next week.
Don't drink and drive by a shuttle bus.
Bye, shuttle.
So, yesterday, how did you do?
I got second place. I lost by 4 feet.
And today?
I was 700 pounds light because I didn't really know the weight of the tractor, and that was the first time I ever pulled her. And today,
Today.
well, let's talk about today. I put her in the 16,000 pound class. I put her in turret gear. They were all 280, 290. One was 310, maybe 312.
And you were?
I put her in at 370 feet, right in the sand pond. The only mistake I made, I didn't put her right in the registration booth with the girl.
Let's make some noise. Good running. John Deere, Animal Deep Iowa coming up. We got one right behind you.